without further ado, it's time to start running!
Hello, and welcome to Nostalgia Marcana. I'm your host, Doug Leaf. Each episode of this podcast, we'll look back on the movies, TV, games, people, and phenomena that we still love talking about all these years later, and ask ourselves why these bits of pop culture still enchant us today. This week, we'll be revisiting...
The year is 2019. Food is scarce. The world is held under the sway of a demented reality show host. It's almost as good as the real 2019. We're talking about The Running Man today. I am very excited to be digging into this one. This is yet another in our catalog of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. And I have with me a whole panel of guests, all of whom have done Schwarzenegger movies in the past. Between them, we've done Terminator 1 and 2, Total Recall, Predator, and so now we're adding this one to the mix. Very excited to have everybody here on this. And will people be doing Arnold impressions during this podcast? Who can tell? Yeah, really excited. So the first voice you heard there, that is our good buddy who's been on many, many episodes before, including Terminator 2. Please welcome back to the podcast, comedian Rich Baker.
That boy's one mean motherfucker. Good to be back, Doug.
Good to have you back here. And the second voice you just heard, she was on our podcast doing, we did Terminator 1 and Predator together. Yep. Mm-hmm. She is the host of Jala-Chan's Place and a contributor on duckfeed.tv's The Level, both podcasts you should listen to. Welcome back, our friend Jala Prendes.
Woohoo! Hey, what's up?
And finally, our last guest has been on many past episodes as well, most recently on Raiders of the Lost Ark. My good childhood buddy, filmmaker Alex Sosin.
It's great to be here and just be able to, do this and talk about all the experiences we had shooting the movie. Unbelievable experience. We can get into all of it, don't have to do it all at once. But
we're off and running.
The walking man. I'm getting older now. He's the walking man. I get to take care of myself. He's the walking man.
He's the biking man, mostly.
The walker man. He's got a walker now.
Thank you to have me. I appreciate. Thank you to have me back. I can't speak English. Thank you.
I can't do a very good Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So why are you came? Why are you came?
Well, I'm glad you're all here. I'm trying to remember whose idea this was to do The Running Man. I think it was Rich's idea initially. So I'm going to start with you. Tell me your nostalgic memories of The Running Man, because I know for a fact you have the jumpsuit as a Halloween costume. You've worn that.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I got because I'm always trying to come up with what's a good Halloween costume that's, because I'm not gonna do a ton of makeup or anything, but it's some people recognize this and it's cool. So I was like, I'll do Ben Richards. Let me tell you, if you're gonna do that, word of wisdom, get a size larger than you think you need. Otherwise, the costume will leave nothing to the imagination. Anyway, that being said, this movie, I love this movie. I know it's flawed and not perfect, but I love it for its flaws. I think I was probably 9 or 10 when I first saw it. Way too young, but loved it right from the get-go. Seen it a million times. As much as I love so many Arnold movies, I don't think I've seen any more on repeat than this one. I'm glad we're doing it.
Yep. Jala, how about you? Tell me your nostalgic memories this way. I know you're a big Arnold fan, like I
Right.
think you're in your family, but this one was maybe not as high in the rotation.
Right. That's because we had one TV when I was growing up, and it was whatever my dad wanted to watch. So that was all the action Arnold movies, which this one is more sci-fi and not really the kind of thing that he would do. So like we watched it, but it's not something that we watched a whole lot of. So like watching this now, it's like, yeah, I remember parts of it, but like I don't remember the whole thing like from start to finish. And so, I was commenting to you as every single time I'm on your show, I always just like send you messages when I'm actually watching the movie actively and sending you screenshots and going, some comments, putting some commentary, running commentary. And, you were just like, did you not see this? I'm like, I did. It was just a long, long time ago. And we definitely had Predator and Terminator and all of that and all of that way more than this one. So, it was like, okay, we'll watch this and see how much I remember. The answer is not much.
Yeah, it was funny to get those comments from you because like I assumed you knew this backwards and forwards like some of these other Arnold movies. So I was getting these comments from you that I was like, they were all like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh, I guess you really, this is more like a first impression type of a comment.
More like,
yeah, but so I think that'll actually be really fun for the mix. Alex, how about you? Do you have any nostalgic memories of The Running Man?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, kind of like Jala, it wasn't my number one per se. I mean, my real intro to Arnold, I think really was when I was a kid was T2, when I was like 11 years old. But kind of like Total Recall, the short story version is on the there was Fangoria and it covered Total Recall, and I was like, wow, look at those gore effects. I really want to watch it in full. And it was there was an article in a 1987 Fangoria that I have about this movie called The Running Man, and I was like, is that the Running Man that I saw the VHS cover of in like probably Video Laguna or something? It just has Arnold's head on it, and I was like, is that a workout video? I didn't put it together. He's running. Is it get the exercise going? Come on, let's do it. But it wasn't that. So the long and the short of it was, after seeing the shots of the gore from The Running Man in Fangoria and showing Sub-Zero and showing like Toru Tanaka getting killed with Sub-Zero, they had like gore effects. I was like, I got to check this out. And then I watched it and I fell in love with it. It was never a full favorite, but it's up there. So I just as a kid just got introduced to it, kind of like probably everybody who's done, watched Arnold movies.
Yeah, and I came to this one later too. But my first exposure to it that I remember was at some point, I think this must have been in high school, like just fucking around in computer lab or something, and making like this idea that occurred to me to make like an Arnold soundboard. And this movie, well, this movie, like, so Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously known for one-liners, action one-liners of the 80s.
Yeah.
This movie probably has the highest like quotient of one-liners, to the point where like many of them are like a hat on a hat problem. we could one-liner, so how about just 4 in a row one-liners? And so what I had was, I remember it was a clip I found. It was incomplete as well. It was, well, I hope you left enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach. And then it stopped there. That was missing. I only heard, I'm going to ram it into your stomach. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't know what movie it came from. And so that was my first exposure to it. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I was like, clearly some Arnold movie I must have missed out on.
One of the kids?
Yeah, he says it. Yes, he says it. Boys have a penis. I'm gonna
kill you.
So
I'm on cocaine.
And that was it. I came to it later in life, and then when I finally heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is the movie," and I immediately fell in love with it because this movie is so relentlessly fun.
Yeah.
It's just. It's goofy. It's it's over the top. I think you can make a very strong case that it takes place in the same universe as RoboCop.
It takes Verhoeven up the ass.
Yeah, at least the satirical part of it. It's not as dark and gory, but like the Running Man TV show probably comes on after I'll Buy That for $1.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Right before Climbing for $. Yeah.
Right, Climbing for $. Like the satirical vision of the future this presents is just as like bleak and cynical as the one Verhoeven gives us in RoboCop. And I think that's what makes it work, like, because it's very funny. Like, this movie it's mostly just like, there's not a ton of tension, even though, like, this is the screenwriter is the same guy who wrote Die Hard.
Yeah,
There's
D'Souza, right? Was it Steven D'Souza? I
right.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Steven D'Souza.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Paul Michael Glazer, who is probably his biggest other film was The Cutting Edge. I think
Right.
he directed that. Later, Kazam, the great
The Point
Shaquille
Break
O'Neal
of ice
vehicle.
skating.
Yeah.
The K2, the ultimate high of ice skating. It was like one of those 90s, like The Cutting Edge. If you haven't seen it, you're not cool.
Yeah. So,
Truth.
yeah, it's well directed, but it is very, like, this feels like an 80s action flick all the way through.
Right. Well, and the thing about it too is that, like, it's based on the book The Running Man by Stephen King, and like the book, the premise of the book and everything, like some of the stuff is the same, but only like the very barest bits, and then like a lot of the rest of it was just overhauled to make it an Arnold style action movie with comedy elements. So
yeah, and this has been remade several times, not under this name. Like, there is a remake being made right now called The Running Man with Stephen Powell. Or Glenn Powell, whatever his name is.
Glenn Powell, directed by Edgar Wright. We'll see what they do with that.
It could be good. I mean, like I said, this premise has been done. You've got Battle Royale, right? The Japanese film, which is great. Like,
this the fucking Hunger Games, man.
The Hunger Games.
Like,
yeah, this concept of like
I saw The Running Man.
Yeah, gladiatorial, fatal game show concept has been done over and over again. There's really something, I think, here to mine, but I think all of those work at their best when they are reflections of like a dystopian society at large.
Right. Even Gladiator, to some extent. I mean, there was an excitement and a thrill even in 2000. Everybody loves watching. I mean, it's like a script I'm writing right now. Like, people love death. Like, they love death, and death can be very entertaining. And in these dark times, I mean, we have nothing to do but laugh, really. And so it's like Gladiator. I think that one of the reasons, aside from the cast, that made it so powerful was the idea of the death matches, or kind of like Death Race 2000. And I think this is one of those things, along with that it was very 80s, but it sticks with it. It has a cheese factor, but you also have Arnold getting into one-liners that are kind of reflective of James Bond. I think this is when he's starting to become like the Austrian James Bond. He's like, oh, Roger Moore did it, like, maybe I can do it like Roger or something. And it has a lot going for it. I mean, it holds up, kind of like Total Recall. I think it holds up over time because of the satirical qualities about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jala?
Yeah. So I also wanted to say, let us not forget that this movie basically kicked off, the craze that turned into American Gladiators. I mean, American Gladiators came after this, and it's Nerf stuff. It's not, when it first came on, I was like, oh man, is it going to be like The Running Man? Because I remembered, elements of that. And then I was like, sad. It's like, oh, it's Nerf toys.
Oh shit, nobody dies. Damn it.
No, people are just getting injured without health insurance. Damn it.
Well, I mean, like, these days we have, like the MMA stuff, UFC, whatever, all that mess. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that was, I don't know if you saw, but like last year, 2 years ago, they had like a docuseries about the American Gladiators. And it turns out that those guys didn't get health insurance. They got kind of screwed over. Like, we didn't know that at the time. We were just
Margot
like,
Robbie's going to do the movie one of these days, probably.
They are rebooting it. They are rebooting
again?
The Gladiators. Again. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I figured we're due. Yeah, because money. By the way, put American Gladiators on the big board for episodes to do with the show someday.
Right.
Because I love that.
Sure. That's a good one. I watched the shit out of that too.
Yeah, and so when I came upon The Running Man, eventually, having seen American Gladiators first, it was like, oh, the connective tissue is obvious between those two things.
Right.
Yeah, and this came out the same year. It was shot and came out the same year as Predator. I believe this was shot first.
This was his. Yeah, he was taken off.
It also has Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura in this one too. So.
And it has Sven Thorsen, Augustus score some steroids. I mean, he played a heavy in Predator in in the village raid scene, and it had a lot of Predator leftovers, a lot of ties into Predator. So yeah, he was on Schwarzenegger was on yeah, he was the running man. I mean, he was on a winning streak, and then it just got better and better. And then he worked, Ivan Reitman, and then blah blah blah. And goes right into T2, and yeah, he was on a winning. And it was after he did Raw Deal, I think, which is not a great movie, but I will say Raw Deal has one of my favorite lines I think I've ever heard in a movie ever, which is I know we have a show to do, but really quick, Arnold pretends to be drunk to get information out of another drunk girl. And they're going up to a bedroom, and he says, and I quote, "You know what I love about bedrooms? You almost always find a bed in there."
Wow.
So, but anyway, he recovered from that. That was, I don't know, I guess Raw Deal was like Schwarzenegger's 1941. And then he's like, okay, I've got to come back big. Big. And, Predator, Running Man, and then boom.
Well, let's talk about this thing because there's a lot to get into, even though it's a brisk, hour 40 runtime for this movie. Like it's paced very well, and it moves along. So we open with this text crawl in like Terminator computer font from the 80s over just a white. This looks like something you do like at home for a VHS tape. It's like really just hilariously kind of chintzy to me. But I wrote down the text since I can't play a clip of this, but you have to like hear this. So it says, by 2017, the world economy has collapsed. Food, natural resources, and oil are in short supply. A police state divided into paramilitary zones rules with an iron hand. Television is controlled by the state, and a sadistic game show called The Running Man has become the most popular program in history. All art, music, and communications are censored. No dissent is tolerated, and yet, a small resistance movement has managed to survive underground. When high-tech gladiators are not enough to suppress the people's yearning for freedom, ... more direct methods become necessary. Like, this is an amazing way to kick off the movie.
Just one thing, and the reason for me that does work and isn't like as cheesy. I mean, it's cheesy. It's cheesy as shit. But I mean, like, they have to hype it up. It's kind of like a B movie that they're going on for. But I'll go into it right away. Like, usually I go into it later. But the music by Harold Faltermeyer is I think the thing that keeps it going. It's like, bam, 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 bam. It's got a really cool like beat, and that's what he did Beverly Hills Cop, and he did Top Gun in '86, and this is the next year. So he's got. I don't know, like there's a cool rhythm to it, that that synth and everything, that 80s synth. So that's, I don't know, I think that makes it work, but it is definitely cheeseball, but at least it has that where it's like, and it's got some cool logos too, like the Running Man part is, I don't know, it's kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're little like CG running men, like silhouettes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, and then right at that time too, you had a lot of stuff, like you had the neuromancer stuff and all of that was coming out in terms of like books, genre books and things like that. So, this sort of premise is right at home with Johnny Mnemonic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Matrixy shit or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't even know if this text is necessary. I think pretty much all of this is on screen already, but I'm guessing there was a studio note that's like, we need to onboard the audience a little bit up top.
Right.
There's going to be some dumb motherfuckers out there watching this movie.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell it was a dystopia from, like, there is not one green thing in this movie.
Right.
No. Yeah, the pictures of Hawaii before he goes. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and his shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, and the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that shirt.
And so we open on this sequence. So where we have Ben Richards, again, the very popular Austrian name of Benjamin Richards. He is piloting a helicopter towards a food riot in Bakersfield, California. He is ordered to fire and murder the unarmed peaceful protesters, which he says no. And then his colleagues are ordered to basically detain him. Yeah. Stop. And they're going to do the massacre since he refuses to follow orders. And it's a lot of, as you expect, at the top of an Arnold movie.
Richards, what the fuck are you doing?
Food riot in progress. Approximately 1,500 civilians. No weapons evident.
Proceed with Plan Alpha. Eliminate anything moving.
I said the crowd is unarmed. There are lots of women and children down there. All they want is food, for God's sake.
As you were, Richard. Proceed with Plan Alpha. All rioters must be eliminated.
The hell with you. I will not fire on helpless people. Abort mission. We return back to base.
Lieutenant Sanders, do you copy?
Affirmative.
Take command, detain Richards, and proceed as ordered.
Richard, what the fuck are you doing? Get him! Damn it! Send my pigeon over! I got control. They detained him. Don't drop him. Yeah. Richards, you're gonna fry for this. And I'll see you in hell.
The women and children down there, for God's sake.
I'm not determined in this one. For Christ's sakes, I'm trying to break the mold. I am not determined. I'm not going to terminate all these people unless there's a lot of money in it.
Dude, he's not breaking that mold. He says his catchphrase later. Let's
Yeah, he does multiple times.
Jala, so when you came back to this movie, having not seen it in a while, did this save the cat cold open kind of was that a memory that triggered for you, or you're like, what is going on?
Nope. I was like, I didn't remember this. What I remembered was like once he's actually doing the Running Man stuff versus the gladiators and stuff, there's bits and pieces of those fights and things that I remembered, and some of the stuff with the little game show, and then that one white-haired lady who's channeling like Betty White energy real hard.
Yeah, the old lady.
Yeah.
McAdler or McGarland.
Motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they do a good job of making this memorable, though, because we're going to see this again later in different contexts. So this, but yeah, again, our save the cat moment, right? He's a good person, and he's wrongfully convicted for refusing to murder people.
And one more thing. What do you want? It's almost like, what do you want, though? Because I mean, it's like it's a clean opening. It's clean. It gives you the goal. It gives you it sets up the character. It's a very sturdy script. I mean, if that's the one that they approved, it's a good script. It's a fine script, and it's thorough. So I mean, I don't think it could have been done any better if this came out today, and it will. Again, and we'll see about that. Rated PG-13. If they do that, I'll kill them all.
Oh God.
But if they, oh my God. But it's a clean, quick opening. I mean, it's just as good. Any opening, Raiders, all those Jaws, they get you right in. That's what you need. So this does it fine.
Yeah, and again, the editing and the script is good here because we don't bother with like seeing his trial and like you could have done a lot more like building at the top. That's really not necessary. We want to get to this because like the next thing that happens is it's bring out your dead and we're in prison.
Yeah.
It's like work camp because like they're literally like throwing guys like in a wheelbarrow or whatever, and we see that everybody in this prison has an exploding head collar, or, neck collar, and this is a neat idea. Like it's again, you'll see this in Battle Royale if you've watched that movie. But like the perimeter is this just a series of like what look like little radar dishes, and if you go past it with this collar on, your head pops off, in a big kaboom. And we watch all these people talking like, oh, did you see last night's Running Man? We hear how popular this is. And we see Richards, he's now been in prison for what we understand is, I think, 18 months or something. It's been a while.
Yeah, he's got a Pierce Brosnan Die Another Day haircut. It's been a long time.
He's grizzled now.
He's Moses now, or Santa.
Well, he's got the beard.
Yeah. Well, not only is he grizzled,
that beard is super real.
Yeah, it is definitely, but he's girdered. Like you watch him, he's holding a giant steel girder and he like tosses it aside. They have him. He does a similar thing in Total Recall, actually, where he's like carrying something enormous.
He's showing it off.
Yeah, if you didn't think he was muscly and strong, here's your proof, right?
Yeah.
He didn't skip gym day. He did. Yeah, again, Total Recall. He's just working. He's like, God damn, look at these loop muscles that I've worked the jackhammer. God damn it.
Well, I mean, in this movie, you've got a character who literally is just like, look at how big his biceps are. Oh my God. Like, just fawning over him. Yeah.
Get 3 points off his biceps alone.
That's right. That's right. God damn it.
Yeah. And so we get to meet some of our other inmates, in particular Yaphet Kotto, who people probably know from Live and Let Die or from Alien. Great character actor.
Eye
And
of the Tiger with Gary Busey, man. But anyway.
yeah. And they scope out this new guy who's like a nerdier looking guy. And what we understand is the plan is they're going to grab a hold of this suitcase that they can hack into it. That gives them the codes to the perimeter. They want to shut that down so they can get out of there and not have their heads explode.
Right.
And I like how they decide to do this. So the plan is that Arnold and Yaphet Kotto are just going to get into a fight to cause a distraction. So yeah, it's just fun to watch them go at it. Like, because Yaphet Kotto, like, he's a big dude, but he's not. You don't think of him as like, a physical match for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right.
He's I don't know. He's like yeah, I mean, he was an amazing actor. I think in that moment he was kind of like the Rent-A-Cop James Earl Jones or something, sort of like an intimidating presence with a deep, gravitas, and he was an amazing actor. But I also like the other guy with the glasses, who I know as Short Circuit guy, because I grew up watching Short Circuit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's one of the soldiers, and he's and then I see him in this, and I'm like, this fucking guy works. He eats. So it was cool. It was cool to see him. But no, it's a good side cast. It's perfect for this movie. Yeah.
And then this leads to something really stupid, which is
so movie?
so they get the plan is in motion. There's chaos happening, and the guy is still trying to hack the perimeter, but he hasn't succeeded yet. He gets close to where he shuts it down for a second, but then it comes back on. And this other guy is making a break for it, and they're all yelling at him it's still on, but he's just gonna go anyway. And it's why? Why? They're telling you the head exploder is still turned on.
System must be an encryption lockout. Damn.
Perimeter deactivated. Perimeter deactivated.
All right. Under my ass. Chico! Come back! The deadline's still up! It's not gonna make it. That collar's gonna blow. Chico!
His name is even Chico. It's just boy. Chico!
Come back, boy.
Look, this was Chekhov's neck collar, okay? We had to see at least one head explode, or else they're just collars.
Right.
Yes. This is one of a zillion plot holes in this movie.
So, yeah.
Plans and payoff. Classic, I'm glad they showed it. It's great. It's great.
Oh no, you had to show it work. I just feel like there probably was a way to get there. He's grappling with a guy and falls backwards through it or something. Yeah.
Right. Or show him being super panicked anyway, and he's just so anxious and whatever that he just
overwhelmed. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Right.
You know what would have been really tense if they had established that he was he was deaf. He can't hear them yelling at them. That would have been cool.
We could make a lot of rewrite changes in this podcast that would make this movie better.
Listen, if you're still shooting the remake, call us. Yeah.
Yes. Listen to this before you finish the remake.
Although I will say that remake needs to have a snappy opening, because movies these days have too long of a lead up. I feel in some cases it's come on, these movies are just, they drag on before you get to the point. The 80s movies, they were just bam, you're in it within 5 minutes.
Well, that's one of my favorite movies, the genre. I mean, my top 10, they're all 70s and 80s movies, maybe a little 90s peppered in there, because they just didn't fuck around. They're they knew what they were doing. There was no agenda. There was no, there was no extra baggage. It was just all right, you got a script? Great. Opening scene. Here's a character. They didn't waste any time. So that's the benefit. Movies were shorter too.
Yeah. Unless you're shooting a suspense movie, where that's the point. is the
Yeah,
lead.
but even then, I mean, and then we'll move up. But again, I said earlier, The Fugitive, Harrison Ford. Yeah, you see a court scene, but man, by the time the credits are over, he supposedly murdered his wife. By the time the credits end, he's on the bus, and what happens like 2 minutes later, the bus flips over. So the train scene. So pacing. Just as a screenwriter, that you have to do it to hook the audience from a screenwriting point of view.
So something I want to add, what is a sonic deadline? Because that's what they say, the sonic deadline, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody's head explodes. What
science fiction, you see.
It's bullshit.
There's a lot of terms like that throughout this whole movie that make no kind of sense.
Well, Bachman, I mean, when the book was written, I could be wrong, but I think Stephen King wrote the book around the movie. I could be wrong. You could check me on this, but this is under the pseudonym that he used half the time, Richard Bachman.
It was under that.
The Body, Stand By Me, I think was also Richard Bachman. And I don't know if he did this out of shame. I don't think so. I'm free associating, but like I know he wrote it around this. So for all I know, he could have like seen the movie, seen the script. He's like, all right, I'll fucking write it. But I don't know.
He wrote the book in 1982. This movie came out.
Okay. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. Got it.
So
all right,
the whole Richard Bachman thing was Stephen King. Basically, he was afraid that he got lucky with Carrie and that his name Carrie was the reason people were writing his book. So he wrote under Richard Bachman to see if he could just write a book people would like without the name recognition.
Right. Without all the grandiose like paparazzi.
Exactly. And I haven't read it, but apparently the book is way bleaker and way darker, and the new movie is going to be more based on the book than this movie.
Well, so one of those one-liners that Arnie does, give you a lift, when he's throwing the dude over during that whole fight scene with all the people breaking out.
He's funny now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Oh my God, he's funnier. Give you a lift. Hilarious. We're 30 seconds into the movie. Give you a lift. Get it? I'm supposedly murdered all those people. I'm in prison for a long time. I have a sense of humor. Give you a lift.
Yeah.
Fine.
Being falsely imprisoned for a year and a half has not dampened his spirits.
And that's what you want.
It is what you want.
That's why I love Roger Moore. He's like, oh, fate of the world at stake. We're all going to die. Why don't we go to my room and we'll hook up?
Yep. So we go to dystopian LA at night, and the design of LA, it looks like the companion to like Blade Runner in San Francisco, also I think set in 2019 or close to it. And we see fugitives running, and in the back there's this like shot of a billboard, like a video billboard that is showing the Running Man and like various like advertisements for things. And you hear, I caught this like in the background of the audio, you're hearing this broadcast. And it says October is bonus recruitment month, which it means a double bonus for reporting a family member. So like straight out of 1984, dystopian stuff.
Has anybody checked on Los Angeles lately? Jesus Christ. Talk about relevant.
And so,
yes.
No kidding. We're recording this like the day after some serious shit between ICE and protesters. Anyway, Yaphet Kotto meets this Berade contact, and the team is now going to meet with La Resistance, and they are there they're going to remove the shot collars from people, and we get this kind of funny scene is this gallows humor of like, don't fuck it up. Like I love that he takes the one off Yaphet Kotto, and he's just got to shoot like this, and he just throws it down there, and this enormous kaboom that doesn't get any reaction from anybody. They're just like, okay, things are exploding again.
Yeah, he's holding it, and the beeping starts to get faster and faster, and he's just like, will you open that please? And then
right, they put it right. It's very nonchalant. It's kind of it's like a Q James Bond moment or something. It's got a little bit that sort of. And then is this Mick Fleetwood, or am I losing?
Yes, it is. I was about to say this is Mick Fleetwood, and the kid we meet earlier, Stevie. He is Dweezil Zappa, and the character Stevie, of course, named after Stevie Nicks. So,
don't touch that dial guy, I think, or something.
That's what he says.
Fucking amazing. It's like, where did they come up with this stuff? Why did they cast it? It's great, but yeah.
I have to say, I love Arnold's shirt in this because he's wearing World Gym with like a big monkey instead of like the Gold's Gym guy, and it even says Venice, California on it.
Yep.
I'm just like, love it. I love that shirt.
Well, this is interesting because when they get to removing Arnold's collar, there's this debate amongst everybody of like, can we even trust him
Right.
because he's a former police officer, and
He's the butcher of Bakersfield.
He's the butcher of Bakersfield. To the extent there's an arc here, the arc is Arnold not wanting to get involved. He just wants to go find his brother and get out of town. That's all he wants. Even when he's in the game show, he's like, I don't care about the resistance. I don't care about any of that.
You're one of the cops who locked up all my friends, burned my songs. People like you took this country and turned it into a jail.
We don't want his death on our hands.
He's a cop. He's the butcher of Bakersfield.
Come on, Mick. You can see through that crap. It's network propaganda.
We don't know that.
We know we wouldn't be here if he hadn't helped us.
We also know he's not one of us.
Perhaps now he's seen too much.
I've seen too much? All I've seen is a bunch of low foreheads who think they can change the world with dreams and talk. It's too late for that. If you're not ready to act, give me a break and shut up.
Nothing worth losing your head over, though, huh?
You got it.
Yeah, he said, I'm a survivalist, I'm not into politics, I'm into survival. And they said, well, nowadays it's the same thing.
It's also the same with something like Johnny Mnemonic, which came out later, but it's the same thing. Like, Johnny doesn't want to get involved. He just wants to do his thing. So
yeah. And then later he'll get recruited for a more successful movie called The Matrix. But until then, he's like, I just want to lay low, make these independent flicks. I want to be with my band Dog Star.
Yep. I love what Arnold says here, because they asked about could we trust him, and he says, all I've seen are low foreheads who think they could change the world with dreams and talk.
Yeah.
Nothing worth losing your head over. Like, yeah.
And where did he get a cigar, by the way?
Yeah,
he just got out of prison.
He had it offset, and he just went on to the set with it, is what happened. I'm pretty sure.
100%. 100%. He's got to have his stogies. I mean, like, he's like, I'm not ready. It's lit. Now we can go.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we're only dealing with it's a huge explosive around your neck. Definitely put something flammable close to that.
Right.
So it's the next morning in Shantytown here. And like, there's this big pickup truck that's going to drive everybody to safety. And again, he's offered a role in La Resistance, and he says no. Again, he's going to go find his brother. We never meet the brother in the movie. I don't know if there's some cutting room floor stuff.
Thank God. We don't need to.
Nope.
And now we're going to meet our villain. We've seen like bits of the Running Man, kind of, clips of it. But we go to this big office building, and this red limo pulls up to a cheering crowd, and out steps Damon Killian, played by real life game show host Richard Dawson of Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, riffing on his character from Family Feud, because he was told not to kiss. I think he would never kiss. I don't remember, but he wouldn't like kiss people the way he does in this movie, or tries to. But
so the original casting for this was Chuck Woolery, and
really,
yeah. And but he couldn't do it because of scheduling conflicts. And Arnold was actually friends with Dawson, so that's why he didn't want to like act, but he was like, I'll do it for Arnold.
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't know. That's amazing. Huh.
I'm not a fan of AI, but please, if someone can do it, make an AI version of this with Alex Trebek.
Yes. Hell, just go for broke. Do Pat Sajak, Alex Trebek, Chuck Woolery, all of them.
No, absolutely. Yeah. That would, well, Trebek, I can't see it with Trebek because he'd be so harmless. He'd be like, they're like, Alex, we want you to use the F word. He's like, kill that fucking guy. All right, I'm out.
He's too Canadian. He can't do it.
That would be funny though.
Yeah, and they give him a kill the cat moment here, right? Because he
big time.
Yeah, because he almost slips because there's a guy mopping, and they have this nice interaction. And the second he's like in the elevator, he's like, "If that guy's still working here tomorrow, you're dead," basically.
Yeah. And it turns out to be the janitor Carl from the Breakfast Club, and he's not taking any shit, so he comes back. Don't you forget it.
And so this is a neat scene. So Richards goes into this building. I recognize the outside of this because this is in downtown LA. What is presented as the outside of Amber's apartment. This character Amber we're about to meet. So I've seen that building many times. It's very close to the LA courthouse. And he goes in there looking for, this was his brother's apartment, but Jala.
The code for the door is 445566.
It's like what an idiot would put on his luggage.
Like that is it just made me so mad. Anyway, continue.
Well, Hollywood, I mean, their area codes are 555, so, you know. It's,
Right.
Every one of them.
Yep, KL5.
It's like Last Action Hero.
Yeah. So he goes into this apartment that's supposed to be his brother's, and he sees this like silky garment, which he's confused by. And now we go to the control room, like Killian's in there, and we've got another classic 80s asshole, Kurt Fuller, who's his second in command. And just tells him the Justice Department is calling every 10 minutes. We're going to hear a lot about the Justice Department in this movie, and all of it's really good satire.
It's going to be and I love Kurt Fuller. I mean, he can do anything because he played just a mellow guy in like Midnight in Paris, and he's got a wide range, but he clearly has fun with the role. I mean, I'll always, to me, he'll always be Ghostbusters too. But but yeah, Wayne's World also. But
well, and this scene is it's clean. It's like we talked about earlier. It's like we know Ben Richards' problem. He wants to just get out of town, and now we know Killian's problem. He wants a bump in the rating. So it's like, we got two problems that are going to intersect, nice and clean.
Simple. No extra modern Hollywood shit. No extra dance number. No extra. I don't know. No flashbacks. No nothing.
We'll get the extra dance number later.
I like that dance number. That's like peak 80s. It's like they died. For whatever. It's like flash dance. I like it.
So Maria Conchita Alonso comes home. This is Amber. That's her character.
Battle of the Accents. Here we go.
Yes.
Huge crush on her as a kid. Huge.
Here's something prescient. She voice commands her smart home to kind of come to life and start doing stuff. She turns on the news, and we get Captain Freedom's exercise video. This is awesome. Jesse Ventura.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready for Captain Freedom's workout.
Yes, it's America's own Captain Freedom.
That's the ticket. No pain, no gain.
So, when you hear the tone, control your jealousy and leave your message.
Well, I will say it's parody. I mean, the whole thing is parody.
Oh yeah.
So that's it's a fun ride. It's a great action movie. It's got great kills, but the whole thing is parody. The Captain Freedom. So it's really nice that they're not taking it too seriously. I mean, I mean, can you imagine if this movie was directed by Christopher Nolan? He wouldn't know what to do. He wouldn't get it. What is Captain Freedom doing here, and why? I want to get into his background in the darkness and how he encountered the bats. And I'm like, Chris, shut the fuck up, man. You're overrated.
Well, I mean, this whole part with Captain Freedom, he's, the name Captain Freedom is obviously like a rip on, Captain America or whatever. But then also he's basically making fun of Arnold workout videos.
Yes, right. And as we know, like Jala, we talked about this in the Predator cast. Like they would give each other shit all the time. Yeah, they're very funny.
Of course, we should measure. Of course, we should. We should measure the arm and the bike fit to the gym. And,
yeah, I was gonna say, in the insane world we live in, 2 future governors in this movie.
Yes.
Anyway,
and then also Maria Conchita Alonso. They're like, let's have her work out in a negligee. And 10-year-old me was not bothered by it.
No, and their battle of the accents. What are you doing? What's going on?
There is no diction coach for this movie. Yeah,
there must have been. It's like dialect coaches, all 10. Must have been pretty awesome.
She sees, so like there's a news report after the workout, or she changes channels, like a news report about Richards. Hilariously, there's this picture of him with a mustache in it. Like we've never seen him with this mustache at any other point in the movie. So stock footage or stock picture of Richards with this. He looks ridiculous. Anyway, she sees him in her apartment and they grapple and he kind of pins her. And she reveals she moved in a month ago when the last tenant was taken away for re-education. So I guess we never find out anything more about what happens to his brother, by the way. That's just a lost plot thread. But I guess he went.
It's Edward. Edward. That's what I remember. He's like, Ed Wood. He's in this movie?
And then so the phone rings and she tries to make a break for it. And we cut to Killian reviewing potential contestants, including, he now sees footage of Richard escaping prison. Why is there footage of this? I don't know. Why does he have it? I don't know.
And it's perfectly cut, like it was shot for a movie or something. It's great.
Right.
No, it's the footage of the movie. That's like,
it's like Spaceballs. Let's watch the movie of the.
When will then be now? What are we watching? We're watching it right now. But I love the shot of Richards in that edit, because that's the one where he's like, I want this guy on the phone, and Richards is like, he's like, I feel like he's like gonna come out of the screen and be like, Killian, you son of a bitch, but he doesn't know him yet.
A young Tom Cruise was watching this movie and going, one day.
He was.
Right.
He was.
That's why we get the stuff here with like Killian talking about his biceps, right? This guy's gonna be great for ratings if we get him, but he's a military prisoner. Yeah, we're not supposed to get him.
The funny thing about the shot too is that it's like Arnold and he's in the middle of running, but like he's got his shirt rolled up just enough that you can see his massive muscles, and it's like, okay, and it's like a glint because they definitely oiled him up before that too, just to make sure that it was real shiny.
Well, I was just reading recently, just online or whatever. I mean, it's pretty disgusting how they have to oil people. Like, even the latest Top Gun Maverick, like volleyball scene. I mean, like Miles Teller was like, oh yeah, and then we'd cut, and then we'd have to like do a lot of working out, and then we'd go back to it, and then they would oil us up and everything. I'm like, what the fuck kind of industry is this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the paycheck must be pretty sweet. And so you get Arnold is like, I love being oiled. I love it when they pour it all over me and they rub it into my nipples, and it gets so hard in the wreck. And it's like, I'm ready to shoot. I'm hard. Here we go.
And that's like his commentary. Like, if you haven't heard his commentary for any of the Terminator movies, like it's hilarious because he'll just talk about, it's like Terminator T3. He's just like, oh yeah, and she's real good for this role. She's very pretty, blah blah blah. And like just like talk about how hot she is, and it's like that has nothing to do with anything. But okay, it's just Arnold.
There's a line in the Conan Barbarian. I know we have to keep moving, but there's a line in the Conan the Barbarian commentary is fucking amazing, and it's like him and John Milius the whole time riffing. And there's two parts that are hilarious in that. One is when in Conan, the first one, if anybody remembers, he is seduced in this desert tent by this like woman who turns out to be this witch or whatever. She kind of like seduces him. So during the commentary, he's like, oh, by the way, I saw her at cigar night last week. She looks exactly the same. She ages like fine wine. That's one thing he said. And the other one was like, she turns into this like this monster and like flies away or something. And then you just hear this pause on the commentary and then unbelievable. I just love it. So funny. His commentary is always like, he's like, oh, they look great. And, oh yeah, I got oiled up for that scene. Oh, that's a real dog. I had to punch it or whatever.
Yeah.
There's two really great bits of satire in this because, again, with the Justice Department, he says, because he needs to call them to get the okay to use Richards because I guess he doesn't normally get military prisoners. And they'll make an exception here. So he wants the Justice Department, entertainment division, which is a great joke. And then he says, get me the president's agent. So,
run by Mel Gibson, Sly Stallone, and Kid Rock or whoever. Oh no, I'm sorry, John Voight. Yeah, let's get those guys down there.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone notices, but there's a couple of show posters in this room that if you pause, you can see. And one of them's like, it's like Confess or something. It's probably like, who it was. But then there's the Hate Boat. And I love that.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. And then he tries to rip Gilligan's Island later. Yeah. The Hate. I love that. That's amazing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Which Richard Dawson was on an episode of The Love Boat, I guess, or recurring character or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all riffing and satire, and it's great. They don't take it serious. And again, if this was made now, and it will be, I keep forgetting because I wish it wasn't being made. I don't care how good it is. I think it's already perfection, but they take it too seriously. Like every movie now is it's just too serious. They really think we've got something. We have a chance to tell a story. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like you get this big guy and fucking just have him kill a lot of people and then grunt a lot and then it's over. And I'm satisfied. So,
speaking of big guys grunting, we go back to the apartment and Arnold has Amber tied up. And she explains she's a musician. That's what she does. She writes like jingles for TV shows and stuff, which will be important because that's why she has access to the studio later. And he says, you must be very proud of yourself. And he says, you're also, not clean because you've got tapes in here that are on the censored list. You've got like black market clothing. There's money, but what she also has is a valid travel pass, which is like a little like electronic card. And so he uses the TV, this cool little mechanism for the 80s, to set up buy 2 tickets to Honolulu, which one is funny in that like that's still the United States. You might want to try at least a foreign country. But anyway, he says, you should come with me. And he says, why? He says, I'm going to say please. And he lifts up, she's tied to like a workout bench, and he like pulls the thing out of it's like bolted to the floor, and he pulls it out. It's really weird. Because like it's not only is it weird that he's doing it, but his delivery is like it's like Arnold accent pushed almost all the way to Sesame Street Monster. The guy did it. Like, it's really weird. Yeah.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Why didn't you say so? I'm like, this movie's hilarious. We need more like this. We need more things like this, especially now.
So they go to the airport, and now he's dressed as like he's basically wearing his costume from Twins.
Going to throw up all over you. Go ahead. I'll show him this shirt.
Yep.
So real quick, there's an Easter egg here. In the 80s when this came out, apartheid was a big deal and all that kind of stuff. And so there's all flights to Pretoria, Tutuville, and Mandelburg are on schedule, right? So implying that like South Africa is not doing well in this future either.
South Africa, Riggs and Murtaugh would go against them 2 years later.
Yep.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
It's been revoked.
So he basically hostages her through the airport. They've only got one travel pass, so the way they make it work is they scan it on him, and then he pretends to like, I can't find it in your purse, and and the travel guy's just like, oh, whatever, just go, move along,
because there's a long line behind him and everybody's waiting.
Yeah, and 9/11 hadn't happened, and that's actually this is probably post 9/11, so it's the future. The future.
Yes. And so they make their way to like this part of the airport where finally she makes a break for it and like screams, it's Ben Richards, it's the butcher. And so
his running in this movie called The Running Man.
Yeah, his plan goes up in smoke. He runs out onto the tarmac. Not sure what he's trying to do, but he's running for it, and he is quickly subdued with a net in a gun.
With these balls.
This is straight up like Nerf weapon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a Nerf ball. Where he's like, I'm covered in balls. There's balls in my face. The new version. We're waiting for the new version.
I don't think they're going to tie up Glenn Powell with one of these.
Yeah, he wouldn't be. He'd be like, God, there's balls in my face, dude. I don't know.
He's like, he is every bit as bland as Arnold Schwarzenegger is not.
I just am not enjoying. I mean, this was like Colin Farrell and Total Recall remake. I'm like, boy, am I not seeing the fuck out of this. Like, I'm completely so not seeing it, and I couldn't be not seeing it more. Like, I'll be avoiding it completely. Yeah.
And this leads to a great scene because as soon as he's like taken down, we basically cut to black, and he wakes up in this dark room, and he's confronted by Killian, who says, we can make a deal here. We can help each other. You can. He says, "Oh, you're the asshole I've seen on TV," or he says, "You're the asshole I've seen on TV," and he says, "I was going to say the same thing about you." No, I've got it all reversed again. Regardless, they're both assholes and they're on TV, and
not only that, but then when Killian's talking to him, he's still doing this whole thing like, oh, he's a cutie pie and this, that, and the other. Like, he does a lot of that in the beginning.
Yeah, because he says, hello, cutie pie. And then later, hello, cutie pie. And that was part of the soundboard. Everybody, they were calling Domino's, hello, cutie pie. You idiot. How are you? I want the pizza or whatever the fuck.
You must be very proud of yourself. Yeah. And this is kind of great. Like he leverages him into doing it by saying, look, I captured your old buddies, Yaphet Kotto and other guy. And if you don't do the running man.
Oh, Weiss and Laughlin. Yeah.
Weiss and Laughlin. Yeah. And he says, if you don't do the running man, they will in your place. And that's enough.
And the Faltermeyer music is kicking in. So big on music. And you haven't heard that. We haven't heard that music in a while. I mean, until this moment, it's building up and then it gets into the running man. And again, it kicks in and you kind of realize, I mean, it's not a great word for this movie, but you kind of realize how special it is in that it's got that beat and it's getting you into that. I don't know what the fuck. Like it just, that music starts and I'm like, we're either about to see the most amazing workout video of all time, like on there with Jane Fonda or something, or we're about to get, or it's about to pump like an awesome 80s cheese action movie, and we get both.
Well, so he agrees to do it, right? And they strap him to a table and they give him a bunch of like very painful injections and then knock him out with gas, which is really funny. You could just knock him out and then give him the painful injections so he doesn't feel anything. But
then you wouldn't get the
Yeah.
He's like he's just doing that.
So,
what are these for?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they're supposed to make him weaker or something, because I think they were making comments around it where it's like, oh, this will fix him where he won't be able to whatever. I think it's supposed to make him weaker or something.
Yeah, and that could just literally just be something that was in the script. They said it, and then they just ignored it later. I mean, that could happen.
Rich might know. Rich, do you have any idea?
Yeah, I mean, no, they say it's a barium tracer. So that they can trace him, but clearly that they don't trace him.
No.
Right. This
one of the many plot holes.
This is not a planted payoff. This is a plant with no payoff because.
Yeah.
I bet you it was a screenwriting mistake. I bet you they had a line in there. They probably had a new draft, and there probably was something, and they got rid of it. Like, oh, he still said the line. I don't give a fuck. Next.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's so they can track his location. Although there's cameras everywhere anyway, and why more than one injection? Shouldn't one do it?
Yeah, well, in weird places too, like in between his fingers and his deltoid, and like, okay,
that's pumping you up for Total Recall. Like that's like pre bug up the nostril, like Total Recall. They're like, all right, right in between the fingers, and then in Total Recall, like, now we're gonna go up his nose. We're gonna torture the fuck out of him throughout these movies. It's great.
Yep.
No.
So anyway, we go to Amber's apartment, and Killian is on TV hawking Cadre Cola. And there's a news broadcast about Richards' capture, and it says, oh, the guards were shot and killed by Richards at point blank range, which she knows was not true at all because she was there. What? Our dystopian government is lying to us?
Right.
Anyway, back to Climbing for Dollars.
Right.
Let's talk about Climbing for Dollars. This is awesome.
Amazing.
Is this where we see? Yeah, this is where we see Climbing for Dollars. We actually see the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like 4 rabid Dobermans at the bottom of a rope and surrounded by a cage with barbed wire.
Yep, that's all it is.
It's, but it's like we were saying, and it's true. I think the reason this movie also works over time, yes, the kind of Verhoeven satire, and this could be mistaken for a Verhoeven movie. I mean, this part definitely feels like as a kid, RoboCop was 87 also, and I'm sure, kids who had the VHS of all these movies or was in the, they probably were just one after another. They were doing like Lost Boys, and they were doing RoboCop, and they were doing, The Running Man. It was all Climbing for Dollars. It was all like almost connected or something. Just like this awesome wave of 80s movies.
Oh yeah. By the way, you can't see it on the podcast, but Rich was like doing a big, like, that's me, thumbs up.
Yeah. RoboCop and Running Man were, 2 huge parts of my childhood, and still, I rewatched them both to this day. So like they even though they weren't the same filmmakers or anything, they've always had the same spot next to each other in my head.
Well, it's got the you clearly kind of like that genre. It's got the satire, but it also has really well edited hardcore action. So
and we get a little bit of satire here as well, which is great. Which is how Richards meets with his court-appointed, not lawyer, but agent.
Right.
I love this funny. Part. This guy's been in a lot of movies. Yeah.
Mr. Richards, I'm your court-appointed theatrical agent. It's time.
And digital effects number 1. Roll process mod. Okay, you got it. Hey, hurry up. Come on. Come on. Speak your shit. Come on. Hey, over here.
Big crowd tonight.
Better there than in the streets.
And while he's being walked out to what will be the studio for the Running
the
Man,
main stage,
intercut with this montage of sexy dancers and stuff. It's like they're pumping up the crowd that's arriving. And this is a good solid like long montage, but it's pretty good.
And it's really good because it goes back and forth from the people illegal abetting to the people coming into the Running Man, the crowd coming in, and then to the backstage of like the camera guy. And so it's a really good job of like cross-cutting to set up what's about to happen.
Yeah, and the music, I mean, it works. The music for the show works because it's the music for the movie and it's the music for the show, and they really sell it. Like they really sell it that this is like the ultimate game show, The Running Man, and you can see why everybody like across the country they tune in to watch it. And I don't know, I've always loved all the game show parts. I love the production design. I love the dancers. I love the the flashing lights and all the, it's kind of like a Tony Scott sort of thing. I don't know. It just really, it was really cool. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's cool at the same time. But something like Ghostbusters is cheesy and cool at the same time. And that it gives it longevity.
And do you know who choreographed the dance?
I'm guessing Paula Abdul.
Prince?
Paula Abdul. Yep. Before she was famous.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow. It really shows.
Yeah, actually it does. Like, I mean, these kind of like fly girl dancers, right?
Right. And that was something I was going to say, is it really reminds me of, what would come later with In Living Color and the fly girls.
Annie from the Block. And no, absolutely. No, and it works. It's badass. I thought I always liked it.
Yeah, this is a funny bit. So on the way to the studio, like they're walking Richard through the halls and he sees Amber kind of like hanging out by this vending machine talking to someone. And they make eye contact and the friend is like, wow, you're lucky he didn't kill you or rape you and then kill you or kill you, then rape you. And what would stop him?
And she says it like she's kind of turned on when she says it.
She's like, I mean, a guy like that, like who could resist? Yeah. Who could or who wouldn't resist? I don't know. She's like, who wouldn't listen? I left some stuff back in the office and I have to go.
Who could stop him?
Look, do you have any more change? I ran out.
Yes.
$6. Jesus, this place. You're lucky to be alive. I mean, that guy, he's killed what? 60, 80, 100 people?
Not according to him, he hasn't.
Oh, that's what they all say.
With dying, and whereas the victim contests this, and whereas network and victim have in past been combatants, ad hoc de facto, the parties herein have agreed to disagree. This is now mutually consented to be de jure, and therefore parties have certain obligations to each other. Respective rights and obligations. A, victim has rights. B,
lucky he didn't kill you, too. Or rape you and kill you. Or kill you, then rape you.
Conflicts between your estate and the network.
I mean, a guy like that, what would stop him?
What would? Look, Amy, I have to pass on that drink. I just remember that I have some paperwork to do, so I'll catch you tomorrow.
The producer of The Running Man and everyone.
Right. Who could stop him? And she says, yeah, exactly. That's her clue of like, yeah, he could have done all of those horrible things. Why didn't he? Because he's not actually a bad guy. Again, she just saw the broadcast where they lied about him. So she's not, she didn't come here for work. She came here, as we'll see, for subterfuge. And so now it's showtime,
It's
right?
manipulated by the system.
Yeah. This is funny. Yeah. So again, while Killian's working up, or the crowd's being worked up, he has like a document he has to sign. So he has the agent turn like, here, use my pen, sign on my back, and he just like stabs it right.
Stabs
into his,
him.
Yeah.
Don't forget to send me a copy.
Yeah.
He goes, runs off. It's fantastic. Screw you.
And apparently, according to one of the behind the scenes things that I watched, that Richard Dawson, when he's like treating everyone like shit, and he's like, get out of here now. They said apparently that was not acting, that he did that to people on this, like that according to people who worked on Family Feud, that he was just like that.
Oh,
yeah, it shows.
You don't hear good things.
It seems authentic to me.
Right.
Yep, he nailed it.
You love children and animals. No.
I was gonna say, there was one of the Family Feud hosts that you always hear bad shit about. I thought it was him.
Might be.
Yeah. So, but we meet the Running Man's number one fan, Mrs. McCardle, who this is that Betty White-esque lady, and she's going to introduce tonight's guest runner. And so, yeah, we bring it in. He's brought in before that. They show this doctored footage of the massacre from the beginning of the movie that makes it look like he was behind it.
Where he does look like the Terminator.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, I killed those people. Now I'm going to kill these people. It like cuts to him like kind of, not bad.
Right. So the crowd is booing him, like everybody hates him, but the dancers are kind of like still hanging on him. Like there's still some razzle dazzle going on here. And they rip away his jumpsuit to reveal another jumpsuit underneath, which is the one Rich you wore as a costume.
Well, and not only that, but the thing that made me laugh was the fact that there's an Adidas logo on the side. Like they I don't know how much they paid for those royalties to have that on there, but
I'm surprised. There is fake product placement as well, like the Cadre Cola, like there's billboards and stuff inside the game zone.
All right, so I'm in the minority. I think that I actually look. He's jacked. The leotard, I like. It's badass. Like now, of course, it's going to be all this armor and shit. It's going to be like, he's going to be like, oh yeah, we use the same set, the same costume designer that they use for Christian Bale for reality. I'm like, fuck reality. This is fantasy. So
I'm curious.
I'm all in. He filled it out well. Christopher Reeve filled out his leotard well. Damn it.
Yeah, spandex all the way for the new one.
The suits are iconic. It's a big part. I mean, like one of the reasons why I liked wearing it as a costume was because, most people had no idea what I was, but like every once in a while, unfortunately, it was almost always dudes, but they were like, hey, I know Ben Richards. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Like, why does it always have to be the dude?
Rich, when I saw you in that costume, I immediately thought of like, oh, this is a Homestar Runner costume idea.
Yes, it feels like Homestar Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the Wanting Man. So we go to see Amber in the control room. She's like rummaging around in there, and we hear Killian revealing past winners of the Running Man. They show footage of these guys like waving from sunny tropical locations
from Maui. Yeah, from where Arnold was going to go.
Right.
Whitman, President Dodd, all living happily. They made it. Yeah, everything's fine
with ladies and drinks and shirts and stuff.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about this later, but I mean, a huge plot hole in this is how did they survive the Running Man by not killing a stalker, and like how would they even got out? Like there's a lot of plot holes in this, but like they just go, we're not going to explain any of that.
No, they went up the final part of the show was they go up against Apollo Creed and Clubber, and they knocked them both out. No, I don't know.
Yeah, they don't explain the rules of the game particularly well. Right. I mean, we understand is if you survive this, then your debt to society is paid in full and you can go free. That's at least what they tell you.
Right.
But as far as like what they're supposed to do other than dodge the stalkers, that's the word they have for the gladiators. Like they don't have they're supposed to go to 4 quadrants of this blighted area.
Yeah.
But within that, like, are they supposed to like solve a puzzle, flip a switch, do something like the smaller minutia of the game are not explained, but not that it's necessary, but like it is a little weird of like, well, what is their objective other than to survive, and for how long? But
maybe that's not on purpose because there is no surviving, and maybe they never had the objective, so they just bullshitted the audience too. I mean, there could be that.
Yeah, I'm just curious what they told the audience they did. Like, what did they show them on? How did they show them survive? I mean, obviously, it's way overthinking it, but it's just like one of the many things. Like they didn't think about it and they didn't care, and it was like, it's fine.
They didn't care, and it's not a perfect script. I mean, what it has on its side is pacing, movement.
Fun.
Question. You have to throw questions out the window.
Absolutely.
You could say the same about Die Hard or Speed or any of those.
Yeah. And so
we get the line. We get the line.
Oh, we're about to get the line. So they lock Ben into this like rocket sled, and he's told, guess what? A guy needs his friends, and Killian lied because Weiss and Laughlin are going to be going down there with him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You bastard.
Well, first, I've got a little surprise for you. We all know you're a big, tough guy, Ben. But that doesn't mean that you're a loner. And it takes a big man to admit that he needs his friends. We didn't want to break up a winning team, Ben. So here they are, ready to go for broke, right by your side. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben's buddies, Harold Weiss and William Laughlin. square blocks left over from the big quake in 97. And I don't think any of us will ever forget that. Once inside the zone, the runners have 3 hours. They've got to go through all 4 game quads. 3 hours or less, and they're going to need every second, because you know who's on their tail? Who? And you know what happens then? What? Right, without further ado, it's time to start running!
On your marks! Get set!
Killian, I'll be back.
Only in a rerun.
That's the end, of course. Then Arnold makes him a promise he typically makes in other movies that he will return. But like, so I think this is the only time, like, movie that I'm aware of. Maybe he does it in Last Action Hero as well, where they have him say, "I'll be back."
He does, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Right, but this was right off. This was shortly after Terminator, so it was more fun and fresh, and and then Last Action Hero. It's not a great film, but got into it later. But this one is probably more memorable.
Well, Last Action Hero is even more like deliberately a parody, and than this is.
Well, it's right. They just weren't. It was kind of ahead of its time, I would say. I think it didn't succeed, and that was Arnold. Yeah, that was sort of like a downfall for him at the time.
Yeah.
I still love it, but yeah, I know a lot of people
Oh,
don't
it's
like
great.
it.
It's but it's just not John McTiernan's finest. I mean, John McTiernan's 3 greatest movies for me were, Hunt for Red October, Predator, Hunt for Red October, and Die Hard. But
no question.
And Die Hard was bad.
And Thomas Crown Affair is actually pretty good too. We covered on the show.
I like it. I just wanted more action and killing, but it's art house.
This is really cool. So we get the shots of the rocket sled down into the game zone. They clearly love this because they show lots of footage of this thing.
Rocket sled going down the tunnel at full speed.
Terrifying. Like, absolutely, yes. Like this thing is going at like near like the speed of sound. Like or at least it appears to be. They probably speed up the footage or something, but
moving their face. It's the pre-Tom Cruise. It's like altered. Their face is getting all like inner spacey from the maximum speed.
Yeah, their faces are getting warped as they shoot down this thing, which is intercut with Amber finding the raw footage of the massacre. Again, why did anyone film them in the helicopter? Why?
Why would they keep the raw footage next to the edited footage? Like, why would they not destroy it? Why would they have it right there? I mean, yeah.
That's it. This movie's not for you. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
That's it. Get him his money back.
So Edith Wiggins, another audience member, is pulled to they want her to pick who the first stalker is going to be that goes after them, and she likes her men big and cuddly, so she asks for Professor Sub-Zero.
So this is the beginning of the actual Running Man part, like the actual game show part. This is almost halfway through the runtime of the movie. It's paced well, but like it's not even starting the game show part till about halfway.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. I didn't even realize that, but yeah, you're right. But hey, it's fine. I don't know. That's actually would be then one of the few instances where it works because there's plenty of it and the pacing is good. And if you really think about it in the game show, there's not much more to do, especially for Arnie, than to just dispatch them one by one. So he's going to get all Jason Voorhees on each of these guys, and so it works, but somehow I didn't think of that until now. I think it's I guess the first half was so well paced that you are just sort of swept into it, and then you're at the game show before you know it. But yeah, that's really interesting. Huh.
Well, I mean, as you say, I mean, once he's in there doing the game show part, like they can't have an hour and 20 minutes of all of that. Like that's too much. That's too much of that the game show part. So
yeah, it's not going to be the Running Man, Sunrise on the Reaping, and
Yeah.
Well, but circling back.
So I was gonna say, we're told that the game zone, by the way, is this 400 or so blocks of blighted area left over from the big quake of 97. And he's got 3 hours or less to go through all 4 quadrants. And after that, anything goes. And as if anything didn't go before anything goes.
Right.
There was no, you can't tell what is he supposed to do in there other than go through.
Anything goes with it. Sex, drugs, racketeering. It all goes. Start your own business.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. I wrote down in my little notes while I was watching this for a show, or like a movie and a game show and whatever, called The Running Man. And like, it's 3 hours. He's got to go a long way. So it's like he's supposed to be running the whole time. They actually don't run much in this movie. He runs on the tarmac, and then there's like a little bit of running during the game show, like a little bit.
It's the stalking man. It really is the stalking man.
It is. It is.
It actually should just be called the stalking man, but it's quicker. But you're right. I think he exhausted himself on the tarmac. He's like, okay, enough of that shit. Now I'm just going to kill everybody slowly.
Well, so Sub-Zero, going back to that, this is not the Sub-Zero that I was expecting. I didn't remember this guy.
No, long before Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
And Raiden, and you could have gotten Liu Kang. Like, oh, this way. Let's go over here.
I remembered him in the hockey outfit. I did not remember him before that with the little like codpiece looking, thing.
Well, he was a real personality, and he, my intro, as I'm sure everybody would agree, with Pee-wee's Big Adventure was mine in '85. Was where's Francis? Francis is busy having his bath. Oh, really? Where are they hosing him down?
Oh, that's him. You're right. Yeah, he's in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That's Tanaka, and he was in some other stuff, but God damn, I mean, now's the time, good as time as any, but I love each of these bad guys. They're so perfect for this film. I mean, they're all so perfect, and just they're larger than life. They're over the top. That's great. That's great writing. I mean, it's an easy thing to just kind of take for granted, but yeah, I mean, they really went all in on kind of the design, the costumes of these guys, and most of those guys are no longer with us, but yeah, I mean, each of them has their own distinct personality, and they really show them off as menacing. And like with Sub-Zero, he's like, he slices his opponents in tiny pieces of sushi. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, they're all, these guys are video game bosses, and like they have to be distinctive to work. And like
they're He-Man action figures,
Totally.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Straight up comic book characters for sure.
I wish they had an action figure line. I wish.
Fireball has a goddamn rocket pack. Like,
I know.
He's the Rocketeer. He's, an angry Cliff Seaport. No, I'm just kidding.
And so they're off and running like in this like chute at the bottom of the rocket sled thing, because there's like a net that catches the rocket at the bottom. That'll be important later. Yeah, people are just throwing shit at him, yelling at him. And we get Captain Freedom commenting from the locker room, but they cut away from him to go to the first quadrant. And this is setting up this idea that so Captain Freedom is a former stalker. He's now retired and just does commentating, and you get the impression that like he's kind of sick of this shit, and like he's not treated with any respect, and so that'll come into play later. But our trio here is kind of harried into this enclosed space where like somehow they didn't notice that the floor was ice when they first came in, but now they're trapped in this room with Sub-Zero, who's on skates and chasing them with his bladed killer hockey stick to try and chop off their heads.
It's the hockey team from hell. Not yet. One day with Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
And again, like they can't run away from him because they show like doors closed. So like, how could they survive this without killing him? Who cares? They're gonna kill him. So
they're gonna kill him. And this scene distinctly. So there were photographs of this scene in Fangoria showing the demise of Sub-Zero, because there is a bit of blood in the scene, and Fangoria was all over it. And that was when I put it together. I looked at the pictures and I was like, okay, gory pictures. Video, the video store VHS cover of Arnold's head. Oh my God, same movie. This shit happens in the movie. I'm renting the movie. And so that's kind of how it happened. I'm just like, I got to see the kills. Like, I love that stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, the way he kills him is there's like loose barbed wire that's like tied to kind of a thing. Nonsense. And he pulls it off.
Nonsense.
And his fucking finger, you point your fucking finger. No, he takes his fingers off. And it's just like blood coming out. I'm like, there's your R rating. Okay. No PG-13 on this, mother.
Right. He gets the barbed wire around his neck and just pulls until he kills him.
Hang on, Wise. I'm coming. Well, get me out of here, you guys! Well, look out!
Kill that son of a bitch!
Hey, Killian! Here is Sub-Zero! Now, Plane Zero!
So at first, when the barbed wire is pulled and wrapped around him, it's around like his torso. I'm like, he
100%.
has to try to die to get it around his neck. Come on. But it was very silly.
It's silly, the cutting, but what I love about the movie is the movie is now from a pacing and editing perspective, it's firing on all cylinders and getting to the heart of why the movie is loved, which is for me the kills, is finally the one-liners and the kills, and here we are. We're
Where's the one-liner? I'm waiting for it.
Here it comes. Yeah. Hey, Killian, here's Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero.
Yeah.
This is so clumsy. I love it.
And I love the way they high-five each other. I'm like, it's like some fucking Mighty Ducks victory or something. I don't know. It's like there's some he's like, yeah, man, teamwork. Like
That must have. I feel like that one could not have been actually written in the script. I think Arnold just made that one up because it feels awkward and made up. It is what it feels like.
Paul, check this out. Yeah, Arnold, what is it? We're behind on schedule. I know, but check this out. What if because he was Sub-Zero, but I killed him, and so the Zero has nowhere to go, right? Yeah. What if it's playing? Well, we could try it. We could come on, we can do it. All right, fine. We'll set it up. Playing Zero. You're right. All right. Screener liked it too. There's test screening. You were great. I told you. I argued with Jim Cameron about I will be back versus I'll be back. This one I'm going to win.
As we know, he had to save all of his ice puns for another film down the road for Batman and Robin.
Which is really held up.
Yes, it sure did. So they walk away and the crowd is in stunned silence, which again, Rich, to your point, this has to have happened on the show before. If everyone is killed by the first gladiator, then that's a boring show. And if nobody ever makes a pass.
Yeah, then how does it number one in the rating? Yeah.
Right.
And it was also used again in Gladiator. I know that's a really distant kind of tying it together, but again, it's like people are starting to get pissed off. It's like this is not going the way it was supposed to go, and now everybody's rooting for him. So
yeah.
So they got to leave the room because it's filling with some kind of gas, and he says, he was a real pain in the neck, which is like, okay, that may have been the line, right? Like I said, hat on a hat. We can't have one such line. We have to have at least two every time. So that was funny to me.
Well, and there's a third one on him later when they ask what happened to Sub-Zero. He got tied up.
Right. they just every idea they had, they had to use.
It's Roger Moore a Bond. It never would have been Connery. It never would have been Dalton or Brian. I mean, it's total Roger Moore. I'm telling you, he must have had a Roger Moore fetish. He could tied up.
And this is another thing to your point, Rich, because the next scene is Killian talking to someone at the Justice Department about this, and he says something like, "Well, it had to happen sooner or later that a stalker would die. It's a contact sport." And again, so this is the first time anyone has managed to kill one of these guys. And we go back to the audience. They're going to pick who's it going to be, Buzzsaw or Dynamo. And since she can't pick, they're sending Buzzsaw and Dynamo. And we meet them. Buzzsaw, who's just big beefy dude with a chainsaw.
Looks like some Roadhouse fucking villain.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, guy's huge biker energy for sure.
Yeah.
And then Dynamo's the best one by far. Again, as you said to me, Jolly, he's wearing light bright armor, sings opera, shoots electricity out of his fingers like no notes.
And has a broom on his head, right? And then he drives a little like clown car sized Cybertruck.
Yeah, he looks like he might have been brothers with Vigo the Carpathian or something. I don't know. Like he's over the top motherfucker. No longer with us. I mean, those actors are all dead. And that guy was in some other films. German actor. He was. I can't remember, but there were some known films he was known for. But yeah, I love the. I mean, the costume design is just so perfect for it, though. Like I fucking love. Like I wish I had a Dynamo action figure. Like that thing is crazy, and I love the bullshit electric energy he shoots, and I'm like, this movie just went bonkers. I love it.
Yeah, it's like Palpatine shooting lightning out of his
right.
fingers.
Yeah.
Well, and then Buzzsaw, he wins a prize for the most inefficient use of a chainsaw. You know, he's on his little bike, and then he's gonna like use it like a lance and ram you with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes to penetrate. He's like in the chainsaw penetration or something. Like he might be a distant relative of like Chop Top from Texas too. He's into some sick shit.
And Jolly, as you said, yeah, Dynamo drives this thing that looks sort of like a Cybertruck. And I will say, I think Cybertrucks are ugly. I'm no fan of Elon Musk, but if you do have a Cybertruck and because people are into customizing them, and you made it look like this, I'd have to at least give you a little bit of props.
Yeah, mad respect at that point.
Yeah.
Well, Musk is going back to the drawing board after his sort of downfall, and
this is going to air. Who knows? We're recording this like 2 days after like the divorce between Trump and Musk. So by the time this airs, God knows where they'll be. Anyway,
they're gonna fall in love on Mars.
Yeah.
They're gonna fucking do something horrible, but whatever. Yeah. We always have 80s movies.
Yep. Right. Well, we're in for another surprise here because it turns out there's a mystery contestant because Amber was caught snooping around. So without any trial or due process, she is thrown into a leotard and down the rocket chute to join them in the Running Man.
So I just have to say it's hilarious that everything is just left unlocked, and like all of this footage that's like, should be behind locked doors. She can just go in there and get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
but she gets caught. Whatever,
It's as easy as like Star Wars, in Star Wars, it's like, oh yeah, we access this wide open panel, it's cheeseball sci-fi, but you're right in that the stakes could have been higher. I mean, now that I think of it, the movie's dumber than I remember. I mean, now that we're just really going over all this, okay, it is rather dumb. No offense against the movie. I absolutely love the movie to bits, but yeah, it's not.
You're just not supposed to ask questions. Suspense of disbelief,
it was.
I mean, there's a guy with a light bright armor chasing after some people, singing opera. I mean,
oh no, your disbelief.
Least, she could have broken the lock or done something where it was harder to get. That with all the cross cutting, you could easily have had a version where every time they're cross-cutting, it keeps cutting back to her still struggling with the damn fucking door or something. Where it's
could be. Or she sneaks in after somebody else, like right as they leave and turn, she runs in. I mean, whatever. But anyway, you were going to say, Doug?
I was going to say, this is not a movie where your disbelief is suspended. This is where it's expelled from school.
Right. Right.
It's gone, but it's a cult movie. It's a cult movie, so that's why this is not a beat.
There's just a real quick cut in this that I want to point out. We hear the announcer's voice a lot, and they show him for like 2 seconds while and she had sexual relations with 2, sometimes 3 men in a year, and I just love that they showed the actual voice, because seeing him, I don't know, makes it a little bit different than just the voice of God. And it's like, oh, this is just some actor doing his best to not get fired, you know?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't look like very happy to be there. He's like what is this? What is this shit? Her lover. Whatever, her lover.
Yeah, they say a whole bunch of lies about her to the audience. Again, cementing for her, like, yeah, guess what? Your dystopian government is not to be trusted.
This is like, this is X before it existed. TikTok, Twitter, social media, Fox. It's almost like encompassed all in this little movie, like all the bullshit and lies and how easily they spread like wildfire. It's just like if Carlin were alive, he'd have a field day with what's going on now. But I can just hear him say, just like now, this is happening now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so in between this, as she's being shoved down the rocket chute, we get the team of Richards, Weiss, and Laughlin making their way through, and they notice these relays, these again, satellite dishes, because that's what the resistance is there. They're trying to figure out where is this uplink that they can upload something and communicate to the outside world. And it turns out what we understand is it's actually hidden within the game zone of the Running Man, which is in a way kind of brilliant. The idea that because no one ever survives the Running Man, it's well guarded. So it's like no one's going to come here looking for it either. Now, how do the people who work there get out to go get groceries or whatever they need to do to survive? We don't know because they're also inside the game zone. But anyway,
tunnels.
He says something about like, I'll uplink your ass and you'll be on the ground. And there's like lights and they're worried someone's coming, but it's Amber. Like somehow she finds them immediately in 400 square blocks. And
also, but like they're talking about this supposedly while they're on a game show. Like, why are they not being filmed and recorded? Like, this is again another like, don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Cutting, usually in thrillers like Speed or Carry On or movies like that, sooner or later, like just somehow nobody's watching, and for the convenience of plot, they will eventually have to have a moment where they can expel all the dialogue and have a moment to themselves. And this is one of those moments where conveniently no one's watching. Somehow no one is, they can't find them. And that happens in every thriller, whether it's a good thriller or bad thriller.
Well, it could be at this point that they're doing one of their shows with the Fly Girls, so
sure. It could be, they could be doing it.
Cut to commercial. They that's a line that's thrown around multiple times.
A lot, yeah.
Well, someone I'm sure is watching them.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a lot of downtime to figure it out because Buzzsaw and Dynamo are on top of them. And so they split. So Weiss and Amber head off to go find like some computery shit that they think is in the area that they can use.
The hexagonal decode system.
Yes, that's somewhere nearby. And Richards and Laughlin duck through a hole in a like a wall to try and get away from Buzzsaw. And so Buzzsaw, this is where you see like he's taking a swipe at Laughlin and he gets him like in the shoulder. Right. And he jousts on a motorcycle towards Richards with his chainsaw, and he ducks out of the way. And then Buzzsaw uses this like bolo to catch Richards and then like drags him behind the motorcycle in a way that would probably take off all of his skin in real life.
Raiders of the Lost.
So he wraps the wire eventually around something else, and since at the other end is attached to Buzzsaw, that sends him tumbling. Cut to Weiss and Amber again following this tunnel to an interface with the, as Jala said, the hexagonal decode system, which I think I texted back to you like the line, it's a Unix. I know this system from Jurassic Park.
Let's get out of here, Weiss. He's gonna find us.
Jackpot.
What are you doing? Weiss? What's he doing? What's this, Weiss?
See uplink interface. Look out. Great hexagonal decode system. Not impossible. It's just gonna take a little time. Your name is Amber, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Amber. I'm gonna need you to remember these numbers. We gotta get them to Mick and the Resistance.
All right, I will. Then let's go.
Computers do computer stuff.
Magic.
So yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, now we get the fight. We cut back to the fight between Richards and Buzzsaw, which ends the only way it can, with a chainsaw to Buzzsaw's crotch.
Right.
Yes. That's right. But this line here is fantastic. He's like, the saw's a part of me. I want to make it a part of you. And he's like, it doesn't make sense. He's like, he grabs the saw before he gets him, and he goes,
And then he says, "That's not a pun." And then, he dies.
Ben Richards beats him with the power of being the main character. Because they're holding the chainsaw, and like Buzzsaw is winning. He's got all the momentum, and for no reason, it's like, well, now I'm gonna win. I have this new source of strength.
Right.
Great.
Right. Rocky's down. He's back up again. Oh my God, he beat him.
Yeah, it's arm wrestling type stuff, right? Where like his arm is all the way down, and then it comes all the way back. Yeah, and he.
Right.
So Weiss is getting these numbers, the series numbers. I think Jolly told me it looks like the Powerball.
It looks like Powerball on the screen. So
yeah, and tells him it tells Amber, you've got to remember these numbers. This is the code that will allow the resistance to access the satellite. That's what he's getting out of this. Why this terminal is here? Why this is information he can get off of it? Who the fuck cares? But it doesn't matter because Dynamo comes in as he gets the last number and blasts him with lightning. And he is dead immediately. Which, like, why doesn't he do this to Amber immediately? I don't know, because again, she has main character power.
Right.
Is this on camera? Is it not? Are people seeing him with this code? Are they not? Like,
right.
Yeah, I never paid it. Well, as an audience member, you're like supposed to obviously not care. It's a little sloppy here. I know, when I watched it as a kid and when I watched it recently, like I never really I actually honestly never really cared about any of it, but just like getting through the game show and the kills. So they have to pepper in some explanation, but yeah, they were a little sloppy. They were a little sloppy on a lot of it. Now that I'm just looking back and really, we're like really going through it with a microscope. And now I'm like, yeah, this is not like Terminator. This is not, James Cameron did not make this movie.
Right.
So,
and I just have to say, everybody in this movie says names a lot. Like Amber says, Weiss, what are you doing, Weiss? Hey, Weiss, blah, 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 blah. Like constantly saying the names of everyone over and over again in a way that nobody ever does. But it's just so you know the name of the people in the movie. It's very silly.
It's better than the alternative, though. Sometimes, sometimes you go too far and it's Titanic, and literally people just say Jack and Rose back to each other all movie.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, or like Akira, where like 90% of the dialogue is just people shouting their names at each other.
Right.
But it's better than the alternative where sometimes like a character name is said kind of once offhand and you'll never catch it again.
Yeah. And that's a Christopher Nolan film. He's like, you didn't get the name? What? You're not smart enough? Then you shouldn't be seeing my movies.
But it doesn't matter what Dynamo's name is because up comes Schwarzenegger shouting, "Hey, Lighthead! Hey, Christmas tree!" to get his attention, to distract him.
1717.
What?
Come to me, my love.
Hey, Lighthead! Hey, Christmas tree!
Richard!
Animal! Hey, Christmas tree! Christmas! I'm gonna do Jingle All the Way soon! Like, I love I don't know. Arnold makes Christmas better.
And then we get this pursuit. Oh my God. He hops in the Dynamo Mobile for like literal like synth Ride
of the Valkyries.
Yeah, like
synth Ride of the
opera. This is awesome. Like in a way, I'm like, I would watch this on TV if it wasn't actually fatal.
Right.
Yeah. And I feel that some cocaine may have been involved.
Right.
No, I don't think an 80s movie's allowed that. Apparently this guy was a real opera singer. who played Dynamo. So.
Yeah, Ehrlich. So he passed away many years ago, but I saw pictures of him in other films, so I know he was a known.
He actually died before this came out.
Wow.
That's right. He died. Yeah, that's right.
He had a heart attack at like 30 or something. It's crazy young.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's tragic. It's tragic, but at least he got to be Dynamo in The Running Man.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, he chases. This is kind of silly. Like he's chasing after Richards, who runs up a slope, and like he follows him in the car up the slope till the car tips
and
over.
He tips over or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then Richards, like, he takes this big pole, and you think he's just going to stab Dynamo with it, but he just puts it and pins him with it next to him and says, I wouldn't kill a defenseless person, even you. Again, cementing like maybe he's not the guy that people say he is.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened to Buzzsaw? Here comes our line. He had to split.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So with
those one-liners.
Yeah. So with another stalker downed, or one killed and one incapacitated, Killian calls in a halftime show so they can figure out what to do.
And Fireball report to wardrobe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like how they kind of show him as like it's funny because you have no sympathy for these bad guys, but like it kind of shows Fireball. Doesn't it show him like kind of having a drink at the bar with the ladies?
Couple of times.
Like, I'm like, chill guy. Oh fuck, that's Fireball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to get Yaphet Kotto's death scene first.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coughlin, break's over. Come on, let's get going. I'm going somewhere, but not with you. Buzzer took care of my traveling arrangements. Oh my God. Weiss.
He's dead.
Oh.
But he gave me the code. The satellite uplink code.
The underground has a broadcast center in Quadrant 4. Take her. Take her on the code to make. Don't let us die for nothing. Listen, we're counting on you. Don't let us down. I don't want to be the only asshole in heaven.
I'm going somewhere, but not with you. Yeah, he says he's done for. Weiss is dead too, but he got the satellite uplink code. So now they apparently somehow they know that the underground has this base in Quadrant 4. So that's where they got to get to. He says, I don't want to be the only asshole in heaven.
Great death line.
Yeah. Yaphet Kotto. He was, will be missed. He was a great actor. I mean, I love him as Dr. Kanaga, and obviously in Live and Let Die, and I'll even take him in Freddy's Revenge, or no, Freddy's Dead. He was cool in that too. Always a good actor. Alien, obviously.
Yeah. And now we get a scene where Killian pops in on a screen to talk to Richards. The audience doesn't see this.
Right.
Because they're watching halftime.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
And this is where he says, listen, maybe you're too good at this. I'll offer you a job. You can be a stalker. You'll have a 3-year contract, standard network star deal. And this is where Arnold delivers what I thought was a simple line about, I hope you left enough room for my fist. But this is like, again, hat on a hat on a hat.
You got him? Hey, Ben, I gotta hand it to you, pal. You got the whole network here in an uproar. Why, they're shipping bicarb to the Justice Department in crates. So that's why this little call is just between you and I. It's not going out on the air. Listen very carefully, Ben. How would you like a 3-year contract, guaranteed, a cadre credit line, and a beachfront condo? Sound impossible? Ben, is a standard deal for a network stalker. And I know real talent when I see it, Ben. And I just hate to see you get canceled tonight when you could go the distance. Say the word, Ben, and you can be the one doing the stalking. What do you think?
You cold-blooded bastard. I'll tell you what I think of it. I live to see you eat that contract. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Ah!
Which is, I'll live to see you eat that contract. I hope you left enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and rip out your goddamn spine. It's so fucking funny as he just...
And then before he banes the camera, just breaks it in half.
He banes the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope you have enough room for my fish, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. We don't have fun in Christopher Nolan movie. I don't like Christopher Nolan.
I couldn't tell.
And I keep going off topic, and this has been a 3-act structure of the emotional build-up to the fact that I just don't fucking... He's good sometimes, but god damn it, he has no sense of humor.
Well, now the crowd wants Fireball. The crowd wants Fireball. Fireball enters. He jetpacks up and out of there.
Yes. Leading rusher, they call it. Like little Easter egg for Jim Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way he takes off, and he's like next to the building. You can almost see like RoboCop fighting Kane at the top of that building in 1990.
Yeah, he's not in the studio. He's like outside in like the courtyard in front of the building.
He's got fans and he takes off. It's like this weird, he's like, all right, I'm off to kick some ass. He like fucking flies up above the building. It's like this, like, I don't know, like Superman moment or something.
Right.
It's kind of fun.
Still had the leading rush record in the NFL when this movie was coming out. So that's Jim Brown.
Didn't smack as many people. And, he was also still alive.
Yeah. Well, this movie has a lot of like professional athletes too. Like you have Ventura, you've got Jim Brown. I think Buzzsaw is also a professional athlete. Like they just got these athletes to play these guys.
Right, Sven Thorson as one of the bodyguards. I mean, I knew he was a professional bodybuilder with Arnold, so that's why he would be on many of his movies. The score some steroids guy. So
yeah, and so the tide is starting to turn though with the audience, because they go back to Agnes, cute little old lady, and they ask her who's going to get the next kill, and she says Ben Richards will, because he's one mean motherfucker, and like Killian does not like this.
Everyone gets a one-liner in this movie. Everyone.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about this. There's a lot of cutting to like society. So you see, like there's this like area where all these people are like placing bets on what's going to happen in the show, and so like now like Richards is on the board with like 100 to 1 odds or whatever that he's going to kill people.
Well, it starts with her actually. I mean, I think it really does start with her, where I think you see them kind of getting geared up and seeing that Richards is a threat, and there's a lot of shock moments from audiences and bettors watching him like, Jesus Christ, he just killed that guy, which is great too, because there's silence, everything's funny, and whenever he kills a guy, there's utter silence and shock, kind of like real life. It's actually really well done. But then when she says, she chooses him, and then
she says that, and then one of the bettors says, I want to place money on Richards, and then the two guys running the whole racket are like looking at each other like, and they're like, do it, put it on the board, let's go. So
she takes the finger out of the dam, and then the dam explodes.
Right. Exactly.
It was well done. I love those. Yeah.
And speaking of explosions, let's get back to Fireball. Fireball pursues them, right? And Ben Richards goes
running now.
Actual running.
Yes.
But then Ben Richards goes full Donkey Kong. Like he starts pulling like barrels and throwing them at this guy. But then he finally gets the bright idea to dump one of the barrels over, because they're filled with gasoline or something flammable, and the whole thing goes up, but Fireball is unaffected.
Well, is this? But didn't they also make the discovery now? You're right before he kills him, or is it
Whitman, Price, and Haddad? Yeah, so they get separated, right? And he corners Maria Conchita Alonso, and then she sees. So why would they keep the dead bodies of the guys they're trying to pretend still alive in the thing? Who cares?
Right.
They don't give a fuck. They're sadistic. But yeah, then he finished. He goes, Whitman, Price, and then Haddad. Last season's winners. No, last season's losers. So
last season's losers.
But anyway, there's that. So they do make that discovery that the guys didn't get out.
They're Running Man. Last season's winners.
No. Last season's losers.
How about the light? What a hothead.
So they somehow have dog tags, okay,
Yep.
cool, but
Yeah, identify those going to the remains to the families. Come on, do it.
Well,
Do the right thing. Come on.
You're right. I mean, Rich, logic would dictate that they would not leave these here for people to find, right? They would
Right,
cover their tracks better than this.
But how would we know in the movie otherwise?
We need them to
Right.
be able to discover that. Yeah, there needs to be somewhere in the game for them to find.
right.
Well, they were left behind. The point is that life is cheap. This is like the old Casablanca thing. Life is cheap, and to me, they just don't give a shit. It's just
Right.
like they just leave the bodies, and then that sector is usually never, gone to by anybody. So it's usually just like the flashy game show miles away, and then this place is just the wasteland. So they're like, we don't give a fuck. These are the bodies. To me, it worked.
Sure.
Well, and doesn't Arnold like pull a line off of the pack, the flame pack thing too, on the back of?
That's how they kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls the right, and then he's like, how about the light?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same way. If you're going to disable, Bane or Mr. Freeze, you got to pull the thing out of the back of them, the cord, the vulnerable cord that's left exposed for no apparent reason.
Right.
But yeah, he pulls the cord off the tank and he says, "How about a light?" But again, 2 lines. How about a light? And then he says, "What a hothead."
What a hothead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will not have a one. This is a 2-liner. Everything is a 2-liner.
Yeah. Which one do we go with? Both.
Just throw them all out. I don't care. 3-liners. Throw them all out.
They said they did in the script. Who do you want, Dynamo or Buzz? I can't pick. I do both. That's what Arnold did with the one-liners. Which one-liner do you want? All of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nice excess. This movie has a lot of nice excess, and yet with all the excess, it still keeps its kind of tight edit. So.
Yeah. And so Dynamo is still out there somewhere since Arnold didn't kill him. But Captain Freedom is now told to report to wardrobe. Go get on your old stalker gear because we're down to our last people.
Right.
And so he doesn't. He comes marching in. This is really funny. Like for some reason he doesn't want to wear his stupid getup.
Well, I think they added something to it, and he's like, I don't want to wear all this crap, and because they've made it flashier than when he was stalking.
Forget it, Killian. I won't do it.
It's not a request, moron. It's an order.
I don't need this crap. This stuff is garbage. I was killing guys like this 10 years ago with my bare hands. I'm not going for any of these tricks. This is a sport of death and honor. Go to the gladiators.
Cap, will you spare me the combat Zen speech? What the hell's the matter with you? Can't you see what's going on out there? This isn't a game. They're betting on Richards up there.
Whatever happened to like the one mano y mano, like that's the shit I was raised on. Like
Right.
Go to the gladiators.
Right.
I was killing guys like this with my bare hands.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Love it. In Minnesota.
Rich, I didn't know you had a Ventura. We need to hear more of it. I had no idea.
Oh yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah. I think Rich is gonna be better at the Ventura. Me, I'm just more the Predator guy.
Yeah.
With Ventura, but
Well, Rich is also a sexual Tyrannosaurus. I don't know if you all know this.
I have very tiny arms. Very
Yeah,
small.
that's it.
Right.
So he doesn't. It's interesting. So he's. You think he's going to go fight Richards under protest, but he's not. They have something else in mind for him. So they're now going to try and find the broadcast center. That's what they're doing, and we get this really funny like semi eulogy for the audience. Say their names with pride, buzzsaw,
Right.
And then so what we're going to is a deep fake fight with Captain Freedom. This is amazing. Like, again, predicting deep fakes. Like, this is
right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to see is right. You don't see it yet. I think you see them like putting it like footage and like you can see what they're about to do, but we don't see the footage.
They're programming it. They're getting it ready.
Right.
For sure.
But so somehow Richards and Amber, they find the People's Network, La Resistance, and she explains, we've got the code. And while they're talking, this is when we see the deepfake footage of what appears to be Captain Freedom fighting with and ultimately shoving Richards into this wall of spikes.
Yeah,
which is crazy in that, he didn't want to fight Richards out of some kind of principle, but he's willing to kill this other innocent person that they could map Arnold Schwarzenegger's face onto.
Yeah, that's true. Life is cheap, and yet we still sympathize with him. But life is, fuck that guy. In the context of this one, yeah, fuck him, whatever.
This fight is the perfect war of noises.
Perfect. And then they were like, cut, and they were like, and they were like, guys.
And this arena is like, this is straight up like Bowser's Castle from Nintendo Mario 64. Like it's just red and spikes and gray, and like it's very funny to watch them go around this little arena.
That's the Super Mario Brothers movie we should have gotten in the 90s.
Right.
It kind of was though. It kind of, sort of.
Super Mario Brothers, Luigi, where the fuck are you? You got to get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
That's what you do. You make it Arnold and Danny DeVito for that. As Mario.
I would have loved that. Yeah. That would have been great.
Austrian Plumber Brothers.
Right.
No, they'd still say they were. No, my name is Mario. You can tell from my accent how Italian I am. God damn it.
I am from Tuscany.
Bowser, bastard, you spiky lizard. I'm going to fucking kill you.
So, like, again, the resistance is like, hey, you should be happy, right? Like, they think you're dead. You can get out of here. And they're like, no, we can never leave, because if we're supposed to be dead, they will never let us anywhere. They can't. They have to maintain that fiction. So they're basically convince Arnold, like, these, like, they're going to send these kids in, like, in an assault on the studio. Not kids, but young men to do this. And the old guy, the leader, is it Mick Fleetwood, right?
Mick Fleetwood, yeah.
Says we were not going to stop thinking about tomorrow. We're going to send these kids in, but they need a leader. Otherwise they'll go their own way. I don't know. They'll lose in a landslide. Anyway,
that could have been. I mean, that could have been Chris Christopherson.
He does look a little like that.
Really, he's got that old man. It could have been anybody. It could have been fucking, Christopher Lambert. Who knows? But they just
George
settled
C. Scott
on. It could have been. Yeah, George C. Scott would have been wild. Robert Shaw, unavailable.
Speaking of cocaine in the 80s, like, they probably got all of it from Fleetwood Mac. Like, Fleetwood Mac in the 80s,
absolutely.
yeah, would have been way coked up.
Yeah. Michael McDonald would have been interesting.
We got to attack the studio.
Yeah. You don't know me, but I live in the game show, taking it to the street.
Okay, are we at the part where Killian is like telling everyone they did a good job and there's a TV behind him yet? Because there's some really good Easter eggs there.
Yeah, go for it.
Do it.
Okay, so, they killed him and he's like, oh, we dodged a big bullet. So you see Killian talking to him, and behind...
Yeah, the credits are rolling.
Yeah, the credits are rolling, and you see under titles, it says, type M wrong. Under makeup, it says, paint your face. Props, it says, property. Locations, buy too long here. Art direction, red G blue. I mean, it just goes on and on. Music by Do Re Mi. It's so dumb. Someone had a blast making those visuals.
So just nobody cared, and they wanted, if somebody did look at the credits, they'd get kind of like Monty Python, sort of like, or the end of Airplane credits, like, Tale of Two Cities written by Charles Dickens, or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jala, we forgot to talk about this, because way back at the beginning of the movie, when they were showing like possible
all the criminal files and stuff, that's Brad Pepsi Yamamoto.
Read off everything in the Pepsi Yamamoto one. That's awesome.
So it's criminal files, police sector 6, Brad Pepsi Yamamoto, anti-state prop, inciting a riot, occupation, industrial waste, hobbies, morbid interest in intellectual games, i.e. chess.
Morbid interest in chess.
Morbid. It's great. So yeah, and then the rest of it's just like his eye color and stuff. But
These are probably the same guys who put the wiener on the poster for The Little Mermaid when it came out.
Wasn't there one criminal that was like baby face and it was an actual baby's face superimposed on it?
Yeah, I think I saw that one. There was like a baby face or something.
It's one notch above. There's this, like, you can find this. There was some like Japanese Nintendo game that was like a sports game. It's like baseball, and because they didn't, I don't know why they tried to make like American sounding names, but they're not actual names. Like, Michael,
right?
Bilson or whatever. Like, they're all like Sneb Smelson, Gord Hemmelgen. Like, they're all like, they don't make any actual sense. If you can find it, it's really funny.
I should tell people when I go to work that that's my name.
I'll find it and send it to you. It's really funny.
It's the little things that crack me.
Yeah. So anyways, back to the movie. Amber gives them, like, here's the unedited massacre. That's what you're going to upload when you finally establish a link so people can see that Ben Richards is innocent. And yes, where did you hide that? None of your business. Which, okay, well, there's only a few options. So,
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get like,
Fuji.
There's more dancing. Like, even though Running Man is over, we find out there's like the Running Man after show, which again, super prescient of things like when AMC would do like The Talking Dead, right? Here's this after show.
Yeah, that's super common now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved The Talking Dead.
So as these, like, this is starting, this is intercut with like all of these people with guns, including Richards, who's finally changed out of his jumpsuit, just assaulting the TV studio. They somehow made their way back unnoticed all the way to the TV
Character
studio.
arc, baby. He's in the resistance now. He's the leader they needed.
Yeah.
Right.
The guards are getting overthrown, and the other guy you said, the one from the the guy from the band, the other band, he's like, don't touch that dial. Like, they're taking over the studio.
Yeah,
right?
Zappa.
Yeah.
Zappa, yeah.
And so,
that's right.
Yeah, Amber's team gets to the control room so they can upload a thing that says killing is lying to you, and they explain, two big lies. One, that these people survived the Running Man. That's a lie. And then two, the other big lie, which is Ben Richards' actual heroism. And
he tries to play it off. I know that.
Yeah, and Killian tries to control the crowd, and Agnes gets the old lady gets
bullshit.
Yeah. And then now there's gunfire in the studio. Everyone's running, screaming.
Love it. I love this part.
Yeah, well, this is great. So we didn't figure out what happened to Dynamo, but he, I guess, went back to the studio figuring out, well, I tried and my part is over. Runs straight into Amber.
Thought it was pretty funny out there on the zone. What's the matter now, bitch? Why aren't you laughing?
Because there's nothing funny about a dickless moron with a battery up his ass.
I'll show you, dickless.
He's in his underwear, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he takes his pants off, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he takes his pants off during the fight. He's gonna like get rapey.
Yeah, they're around his ankles. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she
it's just David Cronenberg. He would have succeeded anyway.
Yeah. She shoots the sprinklers in the ceiling, which turn on the water, and Dynamo dies.
It's like, what do you see when you look at me? She's like, that there's nothing but that dickless moron with a battery up his ass.
It's such a good line.
I don't even say hello to people anymore. I actually just say that. Usually I lose friends, but occasionally you get the one crazy person who's like, we speak the same language.
Yeah, the guy driving the Dynamo Tesla. Yeah, that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you like to see my Dynamo Tesla modeled after 1987's The Running Man? I sure would.
Yep. So we get Richards running and gunning. Dynamo's dead. And now there's just dead silence in the studio. Everyone's gotten the hell out, and it's just Richards and Killian left in the room for this mano a mano. And it's hello, cutie pie.
Hello, cutie pie. One of us is in deep trouble.
Sven, do you want to talk to Mr. Richards? Well?
I got to score some steroids.
You look pissed, Ben. Believe me, you got every right to be. But hey, will you just let me explain? This is television, that's all it is. It's nothing to do with people, it's to do with the ratings. For 50 years, we've told them what to eat, what to drink, what to wear. For Christ's sake, Ben, don't you understand? Americans love television. They wean their kids on it. Listen, they love game shows, they love wrestling, they love sports, violence. So what do? We give them what they want. We're number one, Ben. That's all that counts. Believe me, I've been in the business 30 years.
Well, I haven't been in show business as long as you have, Killian. But I'm a quick learner. So I'm going to give the audience what I think they want.
You bastard! Drop dead!
I don't do requests.
And this is weird. So the head guard comes in. Yeah, Sven. And Killian's like, get him. And Sven's like, nope, just walks away. He's done.
Yeah. Well, he says, what did it? He's like, what did all the steroids make you deaf? Well, that's earlier. He puts him down earlier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Couple of times,
now he's like, he puts him down a couple of times. So now he's like, where are you going? He's like, I got to score some steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can never understand as a kid, but I was like, oh, okay. He's got to score some steroids.
Oh yeah. It took a while to figure out that line. But like, I love this movie so much, but we're dissecting it. So I'm going to talk about like a better character arc would have been if like someone bigger was beating up Arnold and Sven had that moment and then saved Arnold rather than because we never got to see Sven, this big dude. Like it was the Chekhov's gun that wasn't fired.
Same with Captain Freedom too.
Yeah.
Like, because the last time we see Captain Freedom is this fight with fake Ben Richards, but he never gives comeuppance to Killian or helps Arnold. Like you needed like one more something on his arc too. We never got.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind it though, because from a pacing perspective, I mean, you have a movie like this is kind of a forward momentum to the point where they're losing pieces of it as they go, but it's kind of keeping the momentum between Schwarzenegger and Killian in the showdown. So you're right. There could have been like a meatier version with those kind of things, but I don't mind losing them all. It never bothered me too much. But again, it's under a microscope. So it's kind of like, I don't even care. Like when Sven walks away, he's like, I got to score some steroids. I actually thought it was
it's a great
funny.
line. It's
Yeah,
a great
that's
moment.
a great
Like, he's just like, I'll see you later. Like it's pretty funny actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Sven's part, and for Captain Freedom, like if they had just shown him in, trying to help people get out or something like that, just like one little snap cut in there somewhere, that would have been fine. But
that's a mistake they'd make now. Like I really think filmmakers, no matter who it is, they would try to give everybody a blah 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 instead of just doing the wiser thing for the sake of the audience and saying, all right, they're out, we're done, we're out, they're out, it's over.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a difference of how you edit the film.
Yeah, and this is Killian's last stand. He's trying to talk his way out of things, right? And he gives more of the satire stuff about like, it's all for the ratings. It doesn't really matter, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so
in this business a long time.
Yep. And so Arnold puts him into the rocket sled. I don't do requests, and shoots him down the rocket sled. And this time there is no net at the bottom to catch him. Arnold doesn't know that. He could just be sending him down to the Running Man area, which he's like, I'm the host of the show. I'm just going to walk back up. Fuck you. But fortunately, he just goes careening into a billboard for cola with his face on it. And once again, everything's filled with C4. So he explodes.
It's the 80s.
It's the 80s. Everything was filled in C4 in the 80s. This is why we needed regulation to stop that.
There's lots of cheering. It's like, we love explosions, we love death, we love watching the dancers. Yeah.
Yeah. And Amber walks out. We've got a nice 80s power ballad going, and they kiss, and we cut to that wide shot.
This is no game.
Yeah.
John Parr.
Saying almost.
I have the song. I listen to it. It's like driving to work. This is no game. You gotta sell to customers and have a boring job.
Yeah. Less popular version of the song.
Right.
Yeah, it's not exactly Take My Breath Away or, Highway to the Danger Zone, but it's...
Yeah, it was a little less popular than St. Elmo's Fire, but, John Parr's still good.
Oh, that would have been awesome, too. Like, he blows up. It's like, I can see a new horizon. Fucking amazing. I would have been like, this is the greatest movie ever. I love how chipper. If it comes through your door, unless you
in
just
my
want
head,
some more.
it was the song from Mannequin. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
Yeah.
I mean, every
Which
80s
is
movie.
so un-mannequin-like. He's a mannequin.
I kind of wish it had ended with. You could almost do like the 90s version where it ends with a rap song that explains what you just saw.
Right.
But we're a few years before that trend.
Right.
Anyway, so they're kissing, and we just cut to this wide shot, and the billboard just says, "Please stand by," which is cool. In my head, though, I always kind of added the capper from the Truman Show, where it's like the guys like turn it off and go, what else is on? I think that would kind of work too.
Yeah.
Right.
But that is the end of the Running Man. He is a man who ran. So
sometimes.
That's like the poster for Raw Deal. It said they gave him a raw deal. No one gives him a raw deal.
No, every bedroom has a bed in it.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then, okay, so I don't know. I didn't look this up ahead of time. So I don't know how many post-credit scenes existed back in the 80s or 70s, if any. But this movie, I don't know if you watched the whole thing. But
I forgot to. There's a post-credits?
There's at the very end of the credits, the voiceover guy, you don't see anything, but you hear the voiceover guy, and he says, I'll read it, breakaway paramilitary uniforms, Orthopure procreation pills. Like he's doing all these like sponsors, Cadre Cola hits the spot. And it's just like this little bonus audio of you stuck around Kelton flamethrowers, Gauge chainsaws, electric launchers, all these kind of crazy stuff. And I don't know that existed at all. I don't know how many people. I mean, it's the very end of the credits, so you would have had to stay to the end of the movie, whether you're at home or at the theater.
Nobody heard it. If that's what you're wondering, then nobody heard it. Nobody's like, "Oh my God, there's a post-credit."
Then I'm glad I pointed it out.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I actually long for the days to come back where there are no post-credit sequences, or at least not in most movies and stuff like that. It's like if you're gonna the only one that was really clever was Sinners. I don't know.
I was gonna say Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller does this as well.
If it's really part of the story, so that's another one. But usually now there's just a post-credit scene. I'm like, this is the wrong genre to even have a post-credit scene. So thank God they didn't have any footage. But it's a film that holds up well. I think Running Man. It's a fun movie. It's great to watch during the summertime. I think it's a fun 80s treat.
It's definitely like a summer flick for sure.
Yeah.
And it also is triggering me wanting to go and watch American Gladiators now. So.
Yes.
The other one I would say is Ninja Warrior as well. Ninja Warrior is also like doesn't have the gladiators, but similar vibe. Yeah. So I mean that leads me kind of the final question, which is why do you think this movie still endures enough that like they're making a remake, right? Someone figured that's worth doing and investing in, because people still love this thing. But I know that Alex, you said you're kind of bummed about the idea that it might be a more serious take. I'm kind of glad it is because I don't think you could duplicate this. I think all you could do is have a very different take on it. So I'm curious to see how that turns out.
It's not Shakespeare, and it's not Dickens or Jane Austen, where you can have adaptations over and over and over again, or Frankenstein, or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, name your movie Dracula, where you can have all these interpretations every year, and they all work.
Phantom of the Opera.
Well, Phantom of the Opera is my
Right.
favorite, and I could go on about that.
Right.
Well, we both could actually. We could definitely go on about. For me, I love most of the new versions of Phantom, but again, this is it's for me, it's a money grab, and it's just like they did with RoboCop and Total Recall and those Verhoeven properties and many other movies that didn't need a remake. I don't think The Running Man needs a remake, but I will say I think the reason the movie works and stands the test of time is the story, is the longevity of the post-apocalyptic satirical story, and I think that's the same reason that Total Recall and RoboCop
Right.
movies like that stand the test of time, is that it's not just a one-off, and it's not just like an action. It's not like Lethal Weapon, where it's just like kind of its own action thing, or Die Hard. It has longevity through the story, and so I think that's why. But it also has great kills, and it has a great charismatic star, and he was on top of his game, and it's got great score and great editing, and like all the movies we talk about, I think it has to have those elements to succeed, that everything has to be firing on all cylinders. And aside from that sort of little bit of a sloppy script, now that we're rediscovering it, I think it comes through because of the story.
Well, it's really like the world setup that they've got going, because it's prescient, it's applicable to our day and age. We're talking about it and we're going, oh look, hey, that's actually kind of how things worked out, and whatever, this kind of thing. It's inspired so many different other properties to do similar things. It's also got the fun He-Man cast, where you've got the wild villains that you're just like, what now? This guy does what? And he's dressed like how? And you're just like, okay, I mean, we're rolling with it. I mean, it has this movie, because it's got that kind of cornball charm from 80s properties that have this kind of thing going, and it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has his unique blend of him being himself. It's definitely got star power behind it. It's got the kind of fun and stuff, the fun of the kind of colorful cast that you get in a lot of the 80s films that are talked about on the show. I mean, it's the nostalgia factor, because it's calling back to the things. And again, and looking at it from these days and ages as an adult who is living through the time that we're living through right now, I mean, we're looking at it going, yeah, applicable.
It's satisfying. The thing about all those films is that like every film that I think is discussed on here, is that it always has a satisfactory ending, and they stick the landing on the ending. And movies of today, once again, no matter what genre it is, whether it's an action movie or whether it's a drama or whether it's a horror movie, there's so much overwhelming social media critique going on. It's like, oh, they didn't stick the ending, oh, the ending didn't work, or oh, the midsection, this and that. And back then, the fact of the matter is I just think they had their shit together, and I think they were trying to please less people. And I don't mean that they weren't trying to get in audiences, of course, like Jaws. I mean, they got people in from around the world, and it became the biggest hit of all time. But the point is that I think they had their shit together, and they had a strong script, and they knew they were going to stick the ending. And of course, that's not necessarily true. Like, some people fuck it up, but I think just back then they had their stuff together, and you don't have too many cooks in the kitchen like now. I think it was just, they were going to stick the ending.
I just wanted to add too that if this movie version of the book by Stephen King had been more faithful to the Stephen King book, I don't think it would be as long lasting and memorable as it is, as the weirdo that it is,
Just like Jaws, just like The Godfather. And again, I'm mentioning those in the same phrase as The Running Man, but the book is usually better than the movie most of the time. But in this case, this is where they cut a lot of fat away and said, okay, we're going to make an adventure, we're going to keep it quick. That's exactly what they did with Jaws. And it's the same thing. It was a fast-paced, kind of corny, fun 80s action movie that delivered. And They didn't hang on to anything extra. They cut the fat, which is so important when you're editing. They knew when to cut it. Nowadays, movies, way too long, no matter what movie it is. Back then, they just knew. They just knew.
Rich, I'm going to turn it over to you. You got your thoughts on why this
hi, Rich.
movie...
Oh, hi, Rich. I love this movie so much. I've probably rewatched it. Is it as good as Predator, Terminator 2, or anything? Of course not. But I've probably rewatched it more. And I like when I am good friends with someone or in a situation with someone where I find out they haven't seen this movie, I love to show this movie to new people. When I used to work on cruise ships, we would have like movie nights, and one night I was like, it was a bunch of people, most of them 10 years younger than me. I was like, we're watching this, and I got like all these dancers and singers and comedians and stuff on the cruise ship to watch it and make a big movie night out of it. And people were like, yeah, I wouldn't have watched that on my own, but it was pretty fun. And I'm like, yeah. So I put it under a microscope. We talk about it and talk about the flaws, because I love it so much, right? And like I love that it's, despite its flaws, like it's one of those things it's like having like a dog that you love that has like a missing eye. It's like, yeah, he's not a perfect dog, but I love him more than the other dog, kind of a thing. So why does this movie hold up? It's a lot of fun.
Of course.
Yeah, I think to me it all comes down to Schwarzenegger himself, because the concept is great, but like I can't think of any other actor you could put into this and have it work because of his like just magnetic weirdness. And like, because like a different actor wouldn't have done 3 one-liners in a row and couldn't have gotten away with it. Right. There's something about like the fact that he's just, there's something cornball and like his commitment to it and the silliness and yes, the accent, but like there's something very fun about him in this that puts a smile on my face. Just his unique charisma. So like it's the kind of thing where like if you're in the mood for a Schwarzenegger movie, like this is what you buy the ticket for. Like he gives you like it's all the Schwarzenegger stuff in like such a concentrated dose. Like I said, like if you were to make a soundboard of Schwarzenegger quotes, this movie would be disproportionately represented, in terms of the number.
I think it's most of the sound. A lot of the soundboard, aside from Kindergarten Cop, is The Running Man. And the other reason it works specifically for Schwarzenegger is because we know he's a Terminator and we know he's good at killing and we know he's larger than life and he was Mr. Universe. So you take those elements and instinctively when you hear there's a game show and you got these bad guys killing innocent people or killing, runners, who better than him to be the guy because he was larger than life in real life. And that was from a hot second, that was kind of like Dwayne The Rock Johnson when he took over for Schwarzenegger, specifically in The Rundown. That was his transition.
Yeah, Jason Momoa is that guy now, right?
Well, Jason Momoa, yeah, he's a big guy, and somehow it's going to be Glenn Powell, some fucking how.
And one other thing I wanted to add to what Rich was saying is that, you said, Rich, you were like, well, it's not Terminator, it's not this or that. Well, it's also not trying to be. It's its own little weird thing over here. And that's fine and good for it to be the type of movie that it is. Because, although Terminator is a fantastic movie, I say all of them. I like all of the Terminator movies, even the terrible ones, but that's just me. But anyway, yes, we'll have to talk about that later. But
all right, go ahead.
Anyway, the whole point is that, those are kind of like more epic watching experiences. But if you want to watch a movie, you want to chill out and whatever, like you're going to watch something like this, and because that fits the bill for the kind of mode that you're going to be in when you just want to relax and just see something that's got some goofy stuff, got some action in it, got some other elements. This is a good mixture of things.
Hell yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And it's smarter. That's the last thing. Is it's smart. It's not for all the flaws, but it's again it is this, like you said, it's Schwarzenegger, but it's the smart script. It's smart. It's got that Verhoeven edge, and that's its longevity. Really the story for me.
And now here in 2025, you can all play The Running Man home game for real.
Yes.
Right on the news.
Yay. So guys, thanks again for coming on, for doing this. This is a blast. I love this movie so much. And
Pleasure.
Rich, thanks for suggesting it. I'm glad you could all get everybody together.
Great.
So now it's time for plugging. Jala, I'll start with you. Plug the amazing things that you do.
Sure. So I do a variety show called Jala-Chan's Place. You can find it at jala-chan.place. I cover all kinds of things. I kind of go between media and real world topics. Most recently, my episodes have been about Shining Force 3, a video game. I've been doing a lot of video games, but I also do movies and books and comics and whatever I want. And so it's called Jala-Chan's Place, you know. And then my topical ones lately have been about food. I have a professional chef friend, and we are talking cooking. So, but we also talk about real world serious topics that are hard to grapple with, and we just have conversations, interdisciplinary discussions with folks. So that's Jala-Chan Place. I've had Doug on there a couple of times now, so it's been fun for companion and also for Phantom of the Opera Part 2, the second part after your Nostalgia Arcanum episode. So that was awesome. And so there's that. I'm also on The Level from Duckfeed TV. It's thelevelpodcast.com, a video game roundtable discussion of what we're playing and video game news. And we throw out a question to listeners. And I'm also on random other things. I also stream on Twitch, and I'm whatever. You can find, if I'm on some kind of platform, I'm at Jala-Chan in all of the places. And I do have to say, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, we are about 80% at this point on my coffee to the goal of starting the Arnold Schwarzenegger chronological movie podcast. Put that cookie down now, and that'll be a thing that we'll be doing.
Is that the
100%.
title? Is that the proposed title for it?
title.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
the title.
Wow. All right.
That's the title.
Cool.
So,
Rich, where do people find you?
Yeah, if you're interested in taking improv classes from anywhere in the world with an internet connection, richbakercoaching.com. First drop-in is free. If you want to see any of my comedy, go to youtube.com/Roland and Riches. You can see my duo team, Roland Lopez and me. We do a lot of shows, have things on there and stuff. You can check it out.
Yeah, and Roland joined us on this show. Rich, you've been on here many, many times, but Roland has only been on once. But for we did South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. And he was great. We got to get him back on again.
Hilarious.
And Alex, how are things going with your filmmaking? Anything to plug there with the Canyon?
Yeah, actually, the Canyon is back on again. So I just submitted to some more film festivals like Screamfest, and I'm going to be submitting to. I think I'm going to go for Toronto After Dark, which is a little bit of a more independent horror film festival. So we're still getting it in there. So I'm doing that. I'm writing right now. I'm just writing a Hollywood satire. So that's what I'm doing now. It's very wrong. It's pretty raunchy, and it's just very politically incorrect, and just kind of goes after everybody as a joke, because I think we need to laugh now. So yeah, it's kind of like Grosse Point Blank meets Get Shorty meets The Player meets a this meets a that, with a lot of killing in it, a lot of gory kills, and I laugh when I write it. So that's what I'm working on now, and I really hope that's the big one. I've written quite a few scripts, but this one I have a lot of passion for. So that's what I'm doing now.
That's awesome, man. And of course, if you like us, go find Nostalgia Arcanum on the socials at the places in the show notes where I put that stuff. You can also listen to our new sister podcast called Playing by Ear, which is I do with along with my wife Amy and my brother-in-law Kyle. Each episode of that, we do it once a month. We take an album and break it down track by track. So if you're into something musical, that was an outgrowth of the musical episodes we do on this show from time to time. So give that a listen as well. And if you have time and are so inclined and you haven't done it yet, come on, do it now. Go drop a review for this show or any podcast you like, including not just mine, but Jala's, any of them, because that does really wonderful things for the algorithm that helps people find the show, helps spread the word and broaden the audience, and as does, of course, word of mouth, which we also appreciate a whole lot. So if you're going to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or BlueSky, because every Wednesday, that's where I'll post a clue as to what the next episode is going to be. I found that announcing them got me into trouble when the schedule fell apart. So, so I'll just save it for the week before. You can find out what the next episode is going to be. So go there. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming on for the Running Man. This was a blast.
Woo-woo.
Thank you, Doug.
Such a pleasure, Doug. Thank you. Good seeing you guys. Good talking with you guys. It was really fun.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely.
So until next time, that is one more entry in the Nostalgia Arcanum.
Make a brand new start. When the world and you got shattered, you and me were all that mattered. Just one way I'm gonna lose this restless heart. Running away with you. Roll the dice. Make a brand new start. Running away. Running away with you. Running away. Running away with you. For a restless heart. Running away with you.
The Running Man has been brought to you by Breakaway Paramilitary Uniforms, Ortho Pure Procreation Pills, and Cadre Cola. It hits the spot. Promotional considerations paid for by Kelton Flamethrowers, Wainwright Electrical Launchers, and Hammond & Gates Chainsaws. Damon Gilligan's Wardrobe by Chez Antoine, 19th century craftsmanship for the 21st century man. Cadre Trooper and Studio Guard sidearms provided by Colchester, the pistol of patriots. Remember, tickets for the ICS Studio Tour are always available for Class A citizens in good standing. If you'd like to be a contestant on The Running Man, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to ICS Talent Hunt, care of your local affiliate, and then go out and do something really despicable. I'm Phil Hilton. Good night and take care.
Now, our game shows are a little different from yours. Your shows reward knowledge. We punish ignorance.
What?
Okay, let's begin. Our categories are How That Hurts, Why Are You Doing This to Me, and Please Let Me Die.
Oh, yeah, number one. Definitely can see a lot of things that hurt. We'll go with How That Hurts, Skip.
My name is Wink.
Yeesh!
All right, Simpsons, whack the piñata. Come on, break that pig open. Once more. Whack it open. Good. All right, you may remove your blindfolds.
Oh, sorry, Dad. We didn't know. I had an inkling.
Could someone please whack my hernia back in?
Sure thing, Dad.